Get the posture check and all that jazz. This isn't really jazz, or is it? I guess it counts. Probably counts. Anyways, 3, 2, 1. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. It is the Biendeo stream today on this fine 6th of July 2026. So I hope you're having a wonderful week. And we'll have a wonderful week ahead of you. I will pay no credence to the, I guess, the Americans don't write the date. They'll say 7/6, but we always say day first, unless you're ISO format. It's a brain rot day. So, and first stream of the month. So, hello Tom, hello Fetty. Let's dive into the game for the day, will we? Let's see, here we go. Wah. There we go. In 2 months it will be a nice day. In 2 days it'll be a nice day. No. Yeah, no, it'll be 2 months. Yeah. I've forgotten which way we're going about it. So, we're here. We're finishing Simpsons Hidden Run today, and by finishing, there'll be a bit of a best effort kind of finish. So, I will start the stream by just, we're gonna do level 7. Whatever. But I'm missing a bunch of, cars from the other levels, and costumes, and technically, that does stop 100%. I guess, if you cared too much to get 100% in the stream. But we've got virtually everything else, which means I can show off. You'll throw me to the shark. The problem is that there's not enough coins. Also, do I have the volume down on this one? Let me double check. Did I goof this over? No, we're good. Okay. I was like, is it turned down a bit? We'll see. We'll gauge. But I don't think I turned it down. I've been doing SingStar Dev. I've finally gotten back into it. So, so that's all good. Lisa's right here to tell us that there is there a gag with the TV right off the bat? I've got my notes again for gags and stuff. Maybe it is a gag, and I just cannot interact with it. Who knows? But we're in the final level. It's Homer again. It is Homer again. We're in the final level. We've still got the usual 15 gags and 20 wasp cameras, but we might as well just do the first mission. Why not?
Dad, the zombies are on the way. Shouldn't we do something?
Not now, Lisa. I'm trying to listen to the baseball game.
It's the top of the 7th, and oh God, zombies! They're devouring the crowd. Now they're eating my brain. Oh, the pain! Ah!
Oh, all right. I'll get us some survival supplies. Stupid Brockman getting eaten by zombies.
Yeah. Also, fun fact, I looked it up. Apparently, every single person infamously says Mission 6 of the previous level is the worst one in the game. Like, by far. You know, the one I had like 10 attempts on. I'm glad to know that I wasn't the only one there.
Landers, give me your first aid kit.
That was the one where you had to drive back in like 50 seconds.
You know, bandage their brain-eater boo-boos.
Look, just rub a Bible on them.
Will that work to fend off zombies?
Who am I, Dr. Science?
Oakley dokley. Here's the first aid kit.
Daddy, if the zombies are dead, why aren't they in heaven? I hope my brain feeds a poor hungry zombie.
Okay.
Let's see, I need something to board up the windows. I know! Boards!
Wow. Anyways, this whole level consists of kind of wild cars everywhere, but also really quick driving. Like, you gotta bolt it. We do get the cemetery shortcut that's opened up in this one.
No!
Saves a bit of time going from some places. I don't know if this one's rushed.
My neck!
It feels like the most inventive of the variations. But there's only one way to go about things in this level. So, it's the same level as level 1 and 4. But, you'll see at some point, the driving Dutchman cars. I love the camera tilt, by the way, when you're standing still. It's kind of fun.
Mo, I need your chainsaw to chop
The
up
Dutch
attacking
angle.
zombies.
But then how will I defend myself?
Mo. Shouldn't the weapons go to save people who have loved ones?
Yeah, I guess so.
I think I made my point.
Well, better go comb my hair before the zombies get here. My life stinks.
and then we just drive home. We're all good. But yeah, we got a spooky Halloween level to finish the game off, which is a fun, neat, reasonably fun setting. It's a fun way to do a bunch of Treehouse of Horror references, as well as also... Oh my gosh, but I will struggle to turn to go straight forward. Okay, don't, like, blow up the car on the way home, please. We're good, we're good. It's the first mission. How bad can it be?
Everyone sucks but me.
There we go. Let's do some... It is a nice twist, yeah. Let's do some sleuthing around. Honestly, how much of this level did really change compared to the previous one? I don't know. The swing is still there, so I'll hit that one. The window into Bart's bedroom is still here, which still has the evil bed. And the lamp. And, was there something else I can interact with? I think it was just those two things. But they both count as gags. You can see, 3 out of 15. We can also buy outfits, which, we got one choice of outfit, and then I gotta have $500 to buy the last car. So I'm probably gonna, keep it straightforward. But we got Dirty, we got Evil, and we got Donut. You got 20 seconds to choose one in chat. I'll wait. Donut. We got 1 vote for Donut. Donut. We got 2 votes for Donut. Well, we'll do it. We'll do it. Man, it makes it easier to spot from a distance, I guess. What else? This tiki thing is still here. These wasps are still here. Come on. Wow, jeez. Oh, he's on the fence. He's a fence sitter. There we go. But yeah, no, they just don't give you enough coins to really get everything in this game. But yeah, we've done the hardest mission, which was in the previous level, apparently. So, fence hoverer, yes.
We only come out to go to church.
How weird is it that it's the same gag every time? Like, that's the one thing I will criticize about this game is like, yeah, you know, 7 levels and you got 3 environments, but you got some stuff that's different. But like, man, the gags need to be different. But that's okay. Same. But yeah, no, how's everyone's week's been? I've been mostly playing the long haul games, so I don't really have any status updates. I've been playing more Fallout 4, of about 30 hours into it. I'm not too sure how long the actual, like, main game is, but I've wandered up to where Far Harbor is. I'll pick this up eventually. And then I actively went, nah, no, that's DLC, so I'll save that later. We are good for, what is this, backyard of the blue house. Fence line. Actually, this is the Flanders backyard. And then we've got the Soul Donut, so there we go. I will agree, like, especially missions 5, 6, and 7, they're all the same thing with the time limit reduced each time. So it's a bit like, okay. Alright. But then again, it's like most missions, and granted, most missions in any GTA clone, you know, are they a bit too straightforward all the time? They often involve driving to a place more often than not. Maybe that's a bit reductive, but you know what I mean? It's like that last mission, it was just like, oh, okay, well, we drove to Flanders' house, and then we drove back. Maybe that is reductive. Not just Flanders' house, but you know what I mean, like... and yeah, other than that, I've been playing Shining the Holy Ark, which is going pretty solid so far, but I don't have enough to say about it, so I'll leave that, I guess, on the side. I did play Metal Slug 2 on the Neo Geo version. Oh my goodness, that performance is dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. I thought also, yes, you can just comment at these cars.
The vibration tickling my feet.
I don't control that poorly, actually. That's why they made X, exactly. Like, I mean, I was like, oh, why did they remake it so quickly? That's why. You can chat to this guy as well. He sells you the zombie car, which is the car you need, and I'm a bit shy. I'm a bit shy of that. So, but we will need to get that car. Also, for note, I'm probably, I think there's about 7,000 coins worth of stuff to buy. So, that's what I mean by the, also, that's what I mean by, like, the, I don't know if I'll actually get 100% in this run through, or whether we'll get just everything but that.
Oh, I forgot my mission.
Good thing they put a ledge here so I can, peer over this gap and realize that, oh, there's platforming to get there. Alright, here we go. I don't know if this music should be energetic, though. I will probably be saying every single one of your stories as we go on, so I might jump into my news first. The first one that I sort of want to mention is that the...
Too easy.
Also, Hell to Pain. The first one that I've got is the... was it the NOYB? The NOYB. I don't know what exactly this stands for, what they're doing, but... they're a European group, because they got a .eu website. With an article, they said, US Supreme Court just blew up EU-US data transfers. And the main thing that they were sort of saying is that the EU has a lot of regulations around where data can be kept and what kind of, I guess, like, state can you transfer it. Also, this car is very solid, other than it breaks kind of easily. The article will say, since 1995, the EU generally prohibits the export of personal data to third countries in order to prevent EU privacy rules from being circumvented just by sending data abroad. Greetings, Bob. And generally, they viewed the... I'm paraphrasing now, but generally, they viewed the US to be an adequate country because of the FTC and other things like that. They... in a very, very recent U.S. Supreme Court case, which one is this? The Trump v. Slaughter case that just happened. It has been determined that the FTC can be directed by the President of the United States in a way, which they've deemed to be, hey, the Supreme Court, hey, the FTC is not really an independent entity, and therefore... they're not too sure if they really can trust the US for data privacy in the ways that they had before. Which I would say, yeah, like, I don't think you're ever going to trust any country ever on that one. Like, I wouldn't say trust us, you know, like, we're not the EU. But it's good fun, you know, we're in the state of, the world's trust is constantly eroding from each other for no particularly great reason, but this shows that everyone is so heavily reliant on some countries more than others. Particularly the US when it comes to virtually all things technology, and very, very shortly, China when it comes to all things technology. We're scooting. Let me write down as well that that was. That was on top of the bridge, wherever that was. Top of the bridge. Really, yeah, we didn't really get any others. I got the, okay, there we go. I'm writing that down. But yeah, that's a bit of a doozy of a story. Also, we did get one which, the Hacker News headline is titled, Virginia bans the sale of precise geolocation data, which is great on paper. In practice, this doesn't really stop the sale of geolocation data. It's not really going to do what it says. But the effort is at least a bit there. The problem is that, as one of the comments says, that, yeah, the issue is that precise data is what is being particularly mentioned, but approximate data is apparently like still sellable, I guess. And What is this? The bill prevents the sale of data that can identify you within 1750 feet. So almost a mile. A mile is not that far. Like, in the grand scheme of things, you could probably identify someone's house if you can, you know, put them in a mile radius of a house. Bonus points as well. The more data points they have, the more samples you have. You can naturally just... also, did I hit 2 wasps in here? Let me just double check. I wasn't even counting. I think I did, actually. You can obviously, like, start to, you know, center it down and be like, ah, yes. There we go. 2 of those there. I've missed one of these. I assume I... Oh, I hit the Wiggles backyard. I didn't write that one down. But yeah, you can,
Wow, I need a disco.
Yeah, it doesn't really protect stuff. On top of that, I think, generally, when people complain about their location data being sold, or really any sort of data being sold, almost all the time, they never ask for this. They're Adam Jensen. They never ask for this kind of stuff. But legitimately, it's like, when I purchase, like, something, I don't expect my data to be used as a sellable product. Or as a sellable item for other companies. It's like, I generally imagine it's like, oh, it should just be... yes, we are going to get this card, by the way. I generally imagine I'm getting the product. Maybe they use the analytics to improve their own product, sure, okay. But, you know, like, let's say, I don't use Pokemon Go to suddenly, like, have my, you know, the photos of buildings being used to basically train AI models.
I can sell this on the internet.
Homer, you're not helping on that one. Like, that's the kind of angle I mean. It's... I mean, I don't have much to say about it other than... Man, I wish we could push for a slightly more accurate legislature, we'll say. I don't know. So, that's really that. Let's rant about the ESA for a hot moment, by the way. I know we had, the loss of the Stop Killing Games. Was it last week or the week before? But this might be one of the most unhinged kinds of statements I've heard in a while. The famous statement, which is, I don't know who the person, because I don't have the moment, but I'm pretty sure she's like the vice, like, president of something really high up. Jennifer something, yeah. And she was speaking to a California Senate, I believe, about the AB 1921 bill, the Stop Killing Games one. I read the whole bill out on stream at some point. It had passed the House, so it's actually like in the Senate. If it passes the Senate, it gets signed by the governor, and there's no real talks when the governor's about to sign it. So it's like, this is kind of the last shot. Who knows what's going to happen in that case. You can see, by the way, that there's this big fun ladder in this car park. Which, yes, you do have to climb, but they do make it a little easy for you. Just a little bit easy. It's not too high. There we go. Anyways, she was, I think, a senator mentioned that games can, you know, provide community servers. And he specifically mentioned Minecraft and Call of Duty. Now, I have not played Call of Duty, so I actually don't know. I believe dedicated servers have mostly been, like, standardized features, right? I mean, they're in, you know, on PC, the games use Steamworks for a bunch of them, and I'm pretty sure the dedicated server shows up in the tools option. Some games even let you download the dedicated server without even proving that you have a license to the game, because the dedicated server is not the game, it's the dedicated server. And they're like, well, what's the harm in letting you download and run it? Not really any. Makes it easier, in fact. Then you can run it. Ah, yeah, I was like, I remember the platform being annoying here. I don't remember exactly why. Then I have to do this, but that's okay. This just gets you into... Oh, I forgot that part. Oh, I forgot that part. No, it's not that bad, actually. Can I just walk around it? Not quite. Okay. Anyways, he's talking about, you know, like, custom, you know, community servers like this. And, this Jennifer something person, if that's a real name, flat out says those are illegal. In particular, like, in response to Minecraft community servers. And she goes on a bit further to say that, I think another senator, like, on the, you know, in the chair, basically, I don't know what she was doing, said, like, is this like the black market? And she goes, yes. And she's referring to specifically 2 instances in a report that I'm not too sure if she personally worked on, but the ESA definitely worked on. Back in 2018 or 2019, talking about intellectual property violations in self-hosted custom servers, in particular World of Warcraft, a game that actively sells an ongoing registration and clearly would have a loss in revenue should you run your own community servers. Like, naturally, one can make that case. I don't really like that case, but that is different to Minecraft.net /server/download or something like that. They have such an obvious URL, they tell everyone about it, they encourage it, and that is the classic reason why games have community servers to begin with. Game developer goes, here's the server software, run the software. And then you can run your own server. And a lot of servers are mostly just like headless, you know, clients as well. Otherwise you'd have to be, you know, listen clienting. Yeah, this level, by the way, locks itself off here, so we can't see the rest of it from that angle. So let's see, what did I do? We've done what is this? The radioactive gas tank. There we go. We've done that. What was the card I got? I need to mark this off because otherwise I'll forget. The calendar. The Smarch calendar. The 13th day of the 13th month of the 13th year. And we've done the parking lot and the study. So there we go. We're making good progress here. We might as well do the wager race while we're here. Her classification of this, like, at best, is so woefully misleading, and I legitimately think that I don't know about the ESA at this point. I think that they're actually a sham organization. Whoever, like, these big companies are apparently using this to represent them, and all we're getting is completely, like, faux studies. Maybe not completely, but we're getting basically fudged numbers that, you know, oh, it looks about right, used to justify their own arguments in, you know, in government kinds of procedures to basically try and intentionally manipulate these politicians into thinking that certain actions literally endorsed by other developers that aren't being represented by them, claiming that they are illegal acts and therefore, you know, this whole thing needs to be, you know, we need to pull more things away from consumers that they had before. Never mind all these other things. We'll get into the Sony discussion in short order as well. But, like, never mind all this kind of stuff. It just so happens that they continuously just, you know, make the gaming industry worse and worse. They're just pushing for things that, you know, you know, the big companies just need this kind of stuff, or else we'll never be able to make games like this. They're infringing on all this intellectual property. You know, like, it's so tiresome. It's so tiresome. It's not that long, actually. I think, what was that, 150 coins you get for beating that? But you have to spend 50, so you're really only getting 100. It might be maybe the quickest way to get more money after, you know, if you've destroyed all the boxes. But I don't want to do that. Anyway, we'll head inside the school, which, the news is a nice touch. Unfortunately, it's the same gags.
Come on, while we're young.
We could buy more clothes here, if you really wanted to. But yeah, like, at best I can say you've just completely, like, you've thought of your one case, you've gone so, like,
Okay, living dead, let's
Oh.
do this and get back to trying to kill each other.
Sounds like plan.
Oh yeah, by the way, they're all zombies
Brains,
in this level.
brains, brains.
Oh, we do a nice fun race. You got to deal with this hearse, which you can buy, but I don't think it's anywhere near as good as the cars that you can own in this level. Well, I mean, you can still buy it in this level, but it's not that amazing. So, easy races. Yeah, like, worst case, it's like this is a ridiculously intentionally misleading statement, and most of all, like, it's so intensively damaging to the game industry. This person should actually, like, how would I put it? I'm not the biggest fan of, like, this person should be fired on the spot, but legitimately, like, what is this claim that, like, games games that offer private servers are infringing upon their own copyrights? What is this take? What is this claim here? Nintendo fire this one? Well, legitimately, I mean, the ESA should be a non-profit, is it not? It's a non-profit, and it's being funded by mostly these game companies. They're funding this operation.
I am so smart.
Like, you're making this worse on
SMRT. I mean,
generous donation, I guess, maybe. So this guy's selling... Oh, you're selling the zombie car. Well, I'm going to need to buy that at some point, so we might as well have that sitting there. The stats on it are not amazing. Also, yeah, every car having to do a 180 here. Yeah, you can see the hearse. Oh, the hearse is actually pretty solid. That's a really solid car. There's also this hover bike, also pretty solid. And this open wheel race car, which we will get, which is... It's built like paper mache, but it's very, very nice. And the secret car, which I've got written down somewhere. It's at the Quickie Mart, so. Sup, woman? How you doing? 2 yellow names in the chat. So the ESA doubled down on this statement for a bit. But they've casually quieted down, saying that, what is this? They now say that private servers can violate a publisher's intellectual property rights if they distribute copywritten content without permission. Which, like, freaking yeah, people die when they're murdered. You know what I mean? Water is wet. Like, what are you saying here? Jeez, man. Rich statement right there. Gosh, it's actually frustrating. Oh yeah. Like, how does the software work for that? In the sense of, like, is that something Activision provides, or at least used to provide for? I don't know. I'm thinking Modern Warfare 2 from back in the day. I feel like we've seen everything over on this side, so there's not really anything to do over here. I love that there's this Krusty Burger as well, but I don't think there's anything with it. And this whole area over here, you'd imagine they'd throw a wasp or something. Nope, not at all. It's not a landmark. We don't need to do it. We don't need to have anything here, so...
It was like that when I got here. I'm a mean...
Let's actually check if the TV now works as a gag. Because I missed it earlier. Far Cry 3 and... well, at least I can do this now. That'd be an interesting theory. So, Pirate Nation also puts in a tweet. The group also said its earlier comments came from a discussion where the terms community server and private server were used interchangeably. Which, again, it's like, what reason is there not to use them interchangeably? Like, when you say private server, I don't think anyone should care at all what is happening in private land. In community land, it's like, okay, well, like, it exists, but, like...
Hey, zombie! They have you working at the DMV now?
That guy's got a cereal bowl for a head.
Thank you. I do have nice brains.
There we go. COD servers were very custom made against Activision's wishes.
Ooh, the vibration tickling my feet.
Yeah, I was wondering like whether that was an actual like official thing that they had ever supported. Because I know they had the peer-to-peer kind of matchmaking way back in the day, and I was like, I know people did do dedicated servers, but I don't know what, you know, what leveraged it. But yeah, no, if it's entirely like against their wishes, I don't, you know, I'm like, whatever, like people should be able to run private servers for anything, really. Sometimes you get the blessing of the actual like game devs themselves. Remember when Just Cause 2 has its multiplayer, and it's like, that's like doing something wild. That's just inventing something right off the bat. The official games have really bad remote code execution exploits and are straight up dangerous. Well, yeah, that's fun as well. It's like, hi, yes, like, you know, this software is provided as is, and then they proceed to put absolutely no security in it whatsoever. And then therefore you're forced to run in these terrible, not terrible, but you're forced to run in the apparently illegal circumstances. By the way, running tally on how many times things are, I guess, the illegal way does it way safer and easier than the
Mr.
regular
Smithers,
way.
Can you help me out? There's some scary, weird, godless, fascinating stuff going on.
Not now, Simpson. Mr. Burns wants me to run some errands, but I have a brunch date. You know how it is.
Whatever, just give me the mission.
Yeah, same.
Piece of cake. Okay.
Well, we gotta do some platforming.
Whoa!
Well, that was easy enough.
Here you go, Mr. Smithers.
Oh, thank God. His socks have been pooling around his ankles for days. And this is his favorite brand, Alan Quartermain's Keep-em-Ups.
What next? Bouncy, bouncy!
Oh, it's all the way over there? Oh. I wasn't ready to go that distance.
Disco nap.
Ah, I wasn't ready to go that distance. Oh, I just had to cut corners, apparently. So, I got a general block of AI discussions, reluctantly. Yeah, exactly. I got a general block of AI discussions, but we've got one article that is titled, The Majestic 7 is starting to underperform, which is maybe a bit broad of a statement.
Eat my dust. Take that.
Well, that's a shame, isn't it? By the way, yes, there's the bonus car was on top of there, I think. Was it? Somewhere around this block. But yeah, it's kind of this idea of people are a bit aware now that the spending can't go that much further because people just don't have the money, and also the revenue isn't really there. Even now that we've had Claude Mythos now out for general availability, even though it has ever so slightly harder safeguards, although they're easy enough to circumnavigate, you know. They've also got a Sonnet 5.0, which they're using. Another car's there.
That hurt.
That wasn't an AI thing according to Discord, and whether you believe it or not, I would generally say we don't have any evidence that it's AI. We've had bad algorithm band waves in the past, well before AI.
Tooth powder.
Thanks, Simpson.
They said it's because
Makes him feel young when I
the
rub
image
his
pattern
things won't
hashing.
grow up.
There's some
What next?
algorithm they use to try to detect content in the images that it's not, you know, it's not necessarily like an AI discovery kind of system. Where is this? Oh, it's up there. Oh, jeez. And yeah, that was basically hash colliding with actual like CSAM content that they had discovered. And so it shows up as, oh, it was like ticking the same box there.
Weed obsessive collecting.
But it's not, they described it as it wasn't, it is an automated system. They did say that there's manual reviews, which hopefully just means that everyone gets their accounts back.
What does he need this for?
Mr. Burns likes to vote OD exercise every morning. It keeps his muscles from falling off the bone.
Oh, okay.
Great. Gotta go. I'm so
That was a
talented
rather straightforward
and
bonus
looking
mission. You guys limo though. But yeah, automated ban system, I guess, because
Ooh, I'm soaring
it's something
like a candy
proactive, I
wrapper
guess.
in an updraft.
I think legally they have to as well. But they've reversed course on it, and I think they've figured out the colliding hash. They've gone, oh, okay, well, you know, we'll change this one thing, or maybe they'll start to manually review the actual
Whoa. Bouncy, bouncy.
content that was flicking the box. But it is kind of spooky. Also, in general, why are we... like, why do we use Discord? Because it is mighty convenient for people, but oh boy, like, I do hate centralized moderation platforms. Like, I want to chat to my mates, and if I upload an image that just so happens to, like, strike their global content system, and I just sent this to my mates, you know? On the one hand, I guess Discord does host the files, though, so I mean, like, you know, they kind of bounce to that anyways.
Ooh, I'm soaring like a candy wrapper in an updraft.
But still, it's a tad bit annoying. And I think the only real fix I can say is, well, Mastodon is more for, like, the Twitter stuff, I guess. But you can use IRC, you can use XMPP, you can use Matrix. There's a variety of other ones as well. And you can make your XMPP fairly, like, rich, I guess. But yeah, they'll never get as popular because Discord is like, oh, you log in, you have an account, like, that's it. And now you have access to a bunch of chat. And, I absolutely hate, I will say, like, I don't hate Discord too much as a product, other than the program has been through a lot of waves of weird activity, as in, like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Whoa.
You know, obviously we've had, like, days of downtime in the past, which has kind of been a bit of a nuisance. But also, we've had, yeah, the ban waves, weird performance degradation, the laggy client, sometimes just features not working. People can find lots and lots of things that Discord has just done weirdly and done wrong, and yet people put up with it because people don't want to jump to a decentralized tool. We could even be going back to TeamSpeak at this point. I will personally say though that the streaming, game streaming, is your bonus card, by the way. It's actually pretty neat, I like it. Also, Gills here if you want to buy the other cars. Which, I mean, we might do, if I can afford them. I can't afford either of them. I haven't seen them yet, but I know one's 750 and one's 1,000. It's very cute. I realize the achievement set has an achievement for every level to do one particular mission with the bonus car. So, that's a fun challenge for the people who want to do the achievement set. Hi, Apu, how you doing?
I need food that's flavorful, yet supple to the touch.
I'm so glad you came. If I don't increase profits, I'll have to sell Sunday to the Krusty Burger.
What do you have that is high in both fat and alcohol content?
Rip Millhouse, by the way. Why, yes, I'm hitting all the exact same gags as the previous levels. It's all the same every time. Even the Larry the Looter FMV is still the exact same. Mamma mia. So, but yeah, I don't have much to say about the Majestic 7 other than, we might not be seeing such crazy growth out of all of these companies anymore. Also because I guess we've kind of got new entities. SpaceX has entered very, very recently. Anthropic and OpenAI are looking to go public as well. You know, that money's got to distribute around, I guess, because we really can't be centralizing it so hard on 7 companies. But also, wow, we can't be centralizing on really, like, that many companies full stop, but here we are. Here we are, that's how we're going today. Anyways, I might as show you what Gil is selling here.
You just gotta help old Gil out.
But yeah, he's got the hover bike, which is, you know, fairly alright, and the hearse, which is probably just as good, I guess. It is a solid car, is it not? Wow. I like all these signs that have changed around. Buildings that have changed. This one place, which still does not have a wasp. So he's like, no, I haven't gotten there yet. We're getting there. We're getting there. I've got a whole big paragraph and a half to talk about that part. I do have one or a handful of other AI stories. One is Godot will no longer accept AI authored code contributions, which I think is 100% what people should do.
No. Kill.
I think it's 100% what every project should be doing, is denying AI authored code contributions. Authored is a very, very important word in this case, because I don't mind people using AI tools to, you know, like, assist in your writing. I don't mind you using it to, you know, to debug your code, that kind of stuff, to even, like, generate the actual code if you're reviewing it. But at the end of the day, you've got to author that kind of stuff. You've got to be the person who goes, yeah, this is mine. I own up to it. And then you should be absolutely, like, judged if it's terrible. But if it's good, that's all fine. I say this partially as a, not a conflict of interest, but, like, you know, in my job, and yes, I've got no job now, so, the painful search is hopefully a little bit over. Oh, what a curious way to loop back on this one. I'm very, very big on encouraging the AI use, and I have never really written Elixir before, and so it is picking up a lot of the slack, but I am still taking my my tasks in you know, a very piecewise way. I want to not change my fundamentals of how I'm doing programming. The only thing that's changed is how much of it I type. Yes, that's a very awkward way to turn around, but that's okay. And definitely, I want to, you know, I want to still be the author of the stuff that I put out. This stuff, it's like, it'll generate it, sure, but in the same way as I generate, like, high-level language that then gets interpreted by bytecode and turns into a thingy. It's like, you know, like, there are abstraction layers we all operate on, but at the end of the day, not to say LLM code is the same as compiler, you know, or like pre-compiler code. It's not the exact same, because it's not really, like, expectedly deterministic, but it is still, you know, it's, I want to make sure that what I'm generating I own up to, and I learn from it if, you know, if it's like, oh, in the future I don't need to ask an LLM to do this kind of stuff. I think Godot has probably encountered a lot of spam tickets, and I think everyone has really encountered a lot of spam tickets. All the stuff around, around all the AI stuff, with GitHub and all that. The biggest problem is that people are finding the popularity incentive, the clout incentive of, like, hey, if we, like, you know, I can't even explain it. We're like, oh, you know, send the AI stuff out because then it's like, I'm contributing so much to GitHub, and they're doing it for, like, a status symbol, which is very, 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 very terrifying. Most people did stuff on the internet in spam purely to, like, either, you know, out of malice, I guess. If it's like, I want to inflict viruses on people who deserve it. It's the Sega Gaga, yeah, maybe. Or often money. There's often a money angle to a lot of stuff on the internet. That's why everyone uploads stuff to YouTube. As much as everyone wants to plug, you know, like PeerTube or any sort of other video platform, it's just nothing like the YouTube ad money. There's Twitch ad money. If you're good at Twitch, you can do that kind of stuff, but I think the people who are very, very likely to jump ship are either the people on in the low income of a YouTube area, or the extreme high end when they don't care. And I appreciate the extreme high end people. Anyway, I can get the open wheel car, which, I mean, I can show you it. You'll be like, oh.
I need your help. My car is,
It is a cool car, though. I used to always try and main this one. I say main. But it's neat until it breaks, and then you're like, oh. Oh, and also I can destroy the car by driving into the UFO here.
I didn't do it. Okay, that's a loss, dude.
Well, there goes the car. I told you it was weak.
I am going to... Oh, I forgot my mission.
Let's see what's going on in this, Oh.
did it. Why me?
Is that guy constantly hitting the trigger point? I don't know. I would like to kick this wasp in the face. Thank you. Do you mind getting into kickable position? So, but yeah, I think it's the right thing from Godot. They blue balled us on the race. What a terrible ending to a somewhat pretty alright British Grand Prix. I'm absolutely annoyed by that one. I don't mind the winner. I don't mind who won it because he deserved it. Bit miffed about Lewis because of the scenario, but it's like, you know, this bad call. But also, really? You know, like the safety car happened and they just were like, oh, we can't go racing, despite the fact that safety car said it was going to come in with 1 lap left. We just can't go racing, and they never really explained that, so kind of annoying. Oh, I mean, I got PTSD about it as well, but like, I mean, the worst part is like, they were saying on the broadcast, it's like what should have happened, even though it's not as regular a thing, is that the lapped cars should fall to the back of the pack. Because then you don't have to wait for them to go forward. You don't have to wait for them to overtake and do all that stuff. It's like, well, you got 1 lap left. It's like they're not able to do anything. But, yeah. They've got, what was it, 2 weeks until the next one? I wasn't paying attention when the next race is. You know, I like the competition of the season. It's the fact that, like, you know, other than McLaren, but it's like, McLaren was doing alright. I mean, their drivers are still high up in the standings right now, but it is interesting to have Ferrari really coming forward and being quite competitive, especially there's now a bit of some reliability quirks with the Mercedes cars. Because, yeah, Kimi's car, it fell apart a little bit. That wasn't due to an incident. That was due to it didn't like being ridden on the curb that much. So, you know, it wasn't the worst race in the world. It's just, it's a disappointing ending. I'll tell you that. I think I gotta pay some money to get my open wheel car back.
Again.
10 coins.
I'll pay you in back rubs.
So over. So over.
Love to sit. I'm a mean speed thingy.
No, it doesn't quite turn exactly how I wanted as well.
Oh yeah, stretch the legs and the crunch.
And alas, the level cuts off here as well. Which means all of these bits I've got in my notes of Have we not done all the gags? I didn't even... I haven't been writing them for a while, but hold on, level progress. 14 out of 15 and 18 wasp cameras. I have not been writing these down as much. I think the playground is probably where I need to go. I don't think I've been sitting there. So I'll keep that in mind. But yeah, we lose this whole, like, kind of back area of the level. So the rich district and the power plant part of the map are just all closed off. Which does mean, I guess, everything's a tad bit shorter than it should be, but whatever.
Hey, you there, Smelly Sam. What's going on?
The alien craft is using some sort of tractor beam to suck up
Tractor
trespassers to their
beam?
doom. Worst effects ever.
But that's real.
Worst effects ever.
What's with the cool black car?
My knowledge of sci-fi movies is correct, which it is. The black car is an advanced probe for the mother ship. Now, if you're through, I will spend my last hours on Earth complaining about movies on the internet.
The gift of life is wasted on you.
Yes, I recommend you obtain a zombie car. It will protect you well, but it runs on human brains. Slight drawback.
I got plenty of those.
Same. And then I teleported. I think there's actually a wasp over here or something like that, or did I already get it? I've got it written down and I just completely mental blank there, so. Next story I've got as well. Actually, I don't think it's the next story. I think it's worth, yeah, no, it's the big block. So, let's talk about owning things on the internet. Owning anything on the internet. The catalyst for the story is, Sony have completely been doo-doo in the past week. They have gone completely silent on their social media after dropping the ball 3 stories in a row in such a short amount of time. Very, very impressive stuff, Sony. So, let's start off with the first thing, which is, Sony announced, actually, I think I was talking about this last week, wasn't I? Sony deleting 551 movies that PlayStation owners had paid for. I did talk about this last week.
My bikini zone's chafing.
And we sort of briefly talked about, like, what it meant to own things on the internet, which I generally criticize the buying language. It's like, what's the point of buying stuff if you're not actually buying it?
Can you come and get me? I'll pay you in back rubs.
So we need to find out where the alien car is headed. By getting into my car. We need to follow this car around. There we go. And then get stuck on the terrain. And then bounce on everything. And are we still good? We're still good. I hate that these, this is just... Oh, no, we're good. I hate that the particle effects on the back of this makes it look like it's about to break.
Piece of cake.
No, I was just doing that all the time. Sony then, in a blog post, announced that they'd be ending the PlayStation 3 and Vita store. They'd be doing a similar thing to what Nintendo did with the Wii, and then the Wii U and 3DS in one fell swoop, which is these stores will still remain up in the sense that you can download the titles that you've been licensed. You know, you bought games on there. You can still download them for an indefinite period of time. And given that, you know, the Wii is, I think, how long ago did they shut that down? Like back in 2016 or so? The fact it still works, it's like, you know, at least they've got that. It is a bit of a bat to the bone kind of car. Oh. But the traffic is gnarly in this level, I'll tell you that. Other than I'm running over tons of zombies. Music survived though. Seriously, who did the music in this game? I really want to give them props. I don't think a lot of people actually like single that feature out, but it's like, I don't know, it's pretty solid. Now it is a bit of an unpopular opinion to stop, I guess, the sales of an older platform though, like this.
We're number one. We're number one.
I don't think there's anything else really around here. We'll mostly get a bunch of, you know, front to back kinds of missions at this point.
Based on my mathulations, I figured out the alien's weakness. It's nuclear waste. Yuck.
And how does that affect me?
Well, it could save the life of you and your family.
And?
Look, I've loaded my vehicle with nuclear waste from the power plant. It's going to deliver this toxic payload to the alien ship, risking myself and my delicious brain to zombie snacking, which if you've never undergone that, I can tell you it stings.
What a hero. And I never knew his name.
It's Professor John, Frank.
Are you still here?
Same.
It's
Anyways, we gotta deliver radioactive waste. And most of these missions are just gonna be this, like, complete point to point. We go from the nuclear, the power plant at this side of the map, and we drive all the way to the UFO. And the time limits get worse and worse over time. I believe you can drop this as well if you, like, bump something too hard. You gotta pick it up like it's an item. Now I'll bring up the point of the PlayStation Store shutting down a bit more. But Sony, in the same, like, breath, they announced a bunch of articles in one fell swoop. And the article that everyone jumped on is Sony is effectively ending their physical disc production by January 2028. That is in a year and a half time, so there's still a fair bit of time. But I will read out that blog post word for word in a moment, once I can tab out. Also, yes, there are still police in this level. You know, if you're hitting too many things, I guess. We'll take it a little chill for the moment.
Help! It's not good.
Possessions are fleeting.
Nice alien craft.
There we go.
Now to just get out of the path of the tractor beam. Oh, it's sucking me up.
There you go.
Boy, talk about
Technically he's dead.
If I'm
Everyone who
gonna
enters this
film
tractor beam is
black
dead,
car
apparently.
Driving, cola poisoning, laser distributing, reality show filming monsters, I'm gonna need some more toxic waste. Chest pain! Having chest pain!
Well, to get that sentence out, so here's the blog post. Actually, let me get the PlayStation Store one as well. So, after nearly 2 decades of supporting the PS3 console generation, we wanted to let you know that we'll be closing the PlayStation Store on the PS3 as well as on the PS Vita. What's with the as well as the PS Vita? Like, just lump that one in there. PlayStation Store and PS3 will close in select markets starting this year, followed by global closures for PS3 and PS Vita next year. This means that new content purchases will no longer be possible once the PlayStation Store closes on these devices. To ease the transition, players will still be able to download previously purchased content after the closing date for the foreseeable future. So Mexico, Honduras, and Nicaragua are shutting down August 2026. Additional Latin American and Middle Eastern countries is late 2026, and then everywhere is July 2027. I don't know why these other countries just get the shaft like right now. Maybe there's licensing or stuff that you have to deal with over there. I am wandering around the objective, by the way, sorry.
Tickling my feet.
We should probably get a car, that is good. Because, you know, we're going to be destroying cars, aren't we? Also, Fallout Boy.
Can you come and get me? I'll pay you back, Bobs.
But yeah, the other blog posts, they have said, as consumer preferences and the broader entertainment industry continue to shift away from physical discs to digital physical game production, physical comma in there, it's so tiny, sorry. Physical discs to digital, comma. Physical game disc production for all new games releasing on PlayStation consoles will be discontinued starting January 2028. Following this date, new games will be available on the PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. This transition has no impact on games that are already released or will be releasing prior to January 2028 in disc format. This is a natural direction for Sony Interactive Entertainment to adapt to consumer trends as the general preference for digital media significantly outpaces physical discs. This transition will enable us to align more closely with how most of our community prefers to access and play games today. We'll continue to prioritize our resources to drive innovation in how players can access games and provide choices as to where players prefer to purchase new games, whether that's at retailers or PlayStation Store. We remain committed to delivering a world-class gaming experience to our fans, and we thank you for your continued support. I needed to like sit down and just read that whole thing out because I want you to soak in how many lies they just told you. And if it's not a lie, it's a misrepresentation. Really, they're only saying two big things, which is that, they're facilitating more, ways to purchase games, which they're not.
I need to find some nuclear waste, and fast!
Why don't you ask Mr. Burns? His buried nuclear waste has poisoned Springfield for years to come.
Good old Mr. Burns. He'll save us. Thank goodness for nuclear waste.
Nice. But also this whole point on, consumers want this. Consumers want this. You know which consumers want this? Not the, literal, 40 or so % of gamers who continue to purchase games physically. Now, I know continuing to purchase games physically, and for reference, if you're wondering where this number came from, I think I saw someone basically, break down that, you need to say... Well, first of all, it depends on your study.
That black car again. Ooh, it has the speed of a
Different
sunlight,
studies will come up with different
combined
numbers.
with the density of a
2,
level
you need
ball.
to control for which kinds of games actually make sense. I think the easiest way to say, hey, which games should we count for our comparison? Also, ouch, ghost.
Nothing lasts forever.
Which games count for our comparison of, you know, whether people buy retail or whether they buy digital, is look at games that have physical disc versions, and then compare that with games, you know, compare that with, you know, the physical sales and the digital sales of that. So, here's a tweet. It says, with Hogwarts Legacy, 45% of its sales were physical. 49% of Assassin's Creed Mirage were physical. 45% of Resident Evil 4 Remake. I don't know if these are PlayStation only, by the way. 54% of Spider-Man 2. This includes console bundles, mind you. And 55% of Astrobot sales. All physical. Like, this is close to half. Look at that. It's part of the mission to climb up this. But the tweet does claim that, like, yeah, you know, it's and does indeed cite a source, so there's an article behind it. Does indeed claim that, yeah, you know, consistently around 40% of the player base does buy these kinds of things. He criticizes that some companies will use 89% as the number. 89% of game sales are made digitally, which is, he says, is disingenuous because so many of these sales either include indie games, which are less than $10 and just don't see physical releases because of that. It's easier for them just to do that. And DLC or other sorts of content. Literally Fortnite skins, oh, that counts as a digital purchase. Absolutely disingenuous if any game company actually counts that in their numbers. Completely disingenuous. You know, I don't recall this part ever being fun. Hello, I've made it.
Ooh, odds budkins, is it you, Merryweather? Come to haunt me again? I killed you once.
Mr. Burns, it's me, Homer Simpson.
So you're not the ghost of my former partner. Whew. Wow, that was... Wow.
Look, I need to get some barrels of radioactive waste to save Springfield from the aliens.
I agree. Illegal aliens are a nuisance.
Not leaf blower aliens, tentacle aliens.
Go. In that case, here's the map to where I buried nuclear waste barrels all over Springfield. And the EPA wanted to find me. Bleeding heart liberals. I hope they bleed from the heart.
Nice. Nice. But yeah, these, like...
Let's do this thing!
Any time that there's a... Also, now we gotta get into the vehicle really quickly. Which is all the way down here. It's so far away. Oh, now we're back. Okay. But yeah, all of these, also, I think this is just like a raw drive now. But the time is a bit shorter this time. Oh, it was a good flick. I'm curious if this final level is actually going to be as hard as I remember. This is mission 5, isn't it?
Learn to drive, you dumbass.
Oh boy. We're not doing too hot right now, are we? And I'm gonna need a wrench. Which there is one around here, so... But this brings up an interesting question, which is... Gamers are buying physical, but physical, for reference as well, this also counts code-in-a-box kinds of sales. And so it's a bit of a muddy metric all around, but I think the point is that there is a very, very, and especially the backlash should be one of note, is that a very significant number of people do indeed care about buying stuff physically. But what exactly does it mean for a game to be sold physically, and what does it mean to be digital, and what I think people really, really, really do want? You're very biased towards physical because you got about 300 PS4 and PS5 discs. Oh, definitely, yes.
Karmic retribution.
Well, I think it's normal. I think it's fine, like, to have that many games physically. And, I mean, I've got a lot of games. I don't have, we'll say 300 on the PS4, but I definitely have a lot on Steam, mind you. But every Switch game I do buy, I generally buy physically. The one I haven't, it's like, oh, okay. But yeah, if I should look at the level progress, I mean, like, this is story mission 5. I don't think I'm gonna get an excuse to go towards the center of the map, because this is just gonna keep darting back and forth. We might as well do this mission.
Wow, imagine me getting carjacked. What a total switcheroo.
Just go.
What'll you do if I don't?
Flip you the bird.
Okay, don't get freaky.
Ooh.
Get in.
Oh.
Piece of cake.
Look, it's the same mission, but the timer is a bit tighter this time.
Oh, like no.
And Snake's car is from level 6, isn't it?
Hog, dude.
Very briefly, we drove in level 5, so... the article postulates that Sony is going shift. Well, they do benefit, and the easy way that they benefit is there's a couple of things that you get out of a digital sale that you don't get out of a physical sale. So first of all, digital sales, and granted, to be fair, I guess if we say a digital sale was strictly meaning through their store and not through EB Games, JP Hi-Fi, you know, retailers that we all know of.
Hey, that's totally not supposed
I feel like
to
this is the
happen.
only place you can actually lose this car, as well as making that jump perfectly. Because he gets very stuck on that fence.
Come on, suckers.
Ooh, is this a back and forth mission? It is a back and forth mission, okay. We gotta do both legs in one go.
Oh, mindless destruction.
There we go.
Out of control.
But yeah, what does it mean for a game to be sold physically or digitally? To me, I think that the point of, I guess, buying a game physically, why do we do it? I think we do it because we know that servers and download places are not forever, and we also know that these companies have absolutely screwed the process of the actual ownership of your copy, if that makes sense. In theory, if I own a copy of a video game, legally, well, at least by US law, I don't know about Australian law, but legally, I have the right to format shift the heck out of this, as best as I want. They are hearses. I will show off that the hidden run, they are indeed hearses, with green lights. They're after me. Oh, what the heck? He just materialized in front of me.
Lousy generic villains.
Sweet acceleration.
I might be able to get away from them, though. It's not too hard at a level. Digital copies can be revoked. Yes, digital copies certainly can be revoked, such as, for example, if you leave your PlayStation account idle for 3 years. Sony does indeed say in the terms of service that they reserve the right to delete your account, including every single thing that you've purchased on it, should you not touch your account for 3 years. I don't think that really stops them, but they'll definitely use that as an excuse and be like, oh, I was in the YOLO.
Yeah, mindless destruction. Oh, like no.
There we go. See ya. There he goes.
Okay, that's a lawsuit.
There he goes. I mean, this is the final mission in the game, and it's just the same thing, except the time limit's tighter. So we're gonna drive back to the park and try and get all the things I need to get.
I'll pay you in back rubs.
But yeah, physical. When people want that, they really want two things. One, I guess the physical presence of the game, just something decorative. I have a box. I have, you know, art of the game. Sometimes as well, the I guess idea of the game when it comes to like a manual, which to be fair, I don't miss manuals because usually manuals should be digital on the cartridge these days. It was a limitation to put more information in the manual because you couldn't put it in the game. But nowadays, we do not have that problem. I'm perfectly fine with them being digital. I do wish there were physical things I could use as reference or as cool kind of, you know, I guess props to relate to the game, whether it be booklets or maps or stuff like that. I miss that kind of stuff. I don't think there's really any harm in bundling a piece of paper with your game. In fact, you do it when the piece of paper has a code on it. But you don't do it when the... I think in Australia there's been a legal precedence to suggest that format shifting was illegal. Maybe. Well, that's a gag. And that's a card, which I will eventually be able to pick up. Also, it keeps talking to me, this card. Just kind of sounds like Millhouse from a distance.
That was too easy. Woohoo!
Also, Itchy and Scratchy movie ticket. Keep that in mind. That'll be important for a moment. But I'm missing one of these wasps, aren't I? That's getting a bit terrifying because I wasn't really riding them down very much. So what did we do? We did on top of the roof of the Quickie Mart, backyard of the blue house next to the Simpsons house. I don't think I actually went in that direction, did I? Which means it'd be this one. Okay. Yeah, we didn't lose it. We're all good. Woo! But yeah, I think the idea of I buy a copy of my game, I expect that copy to last. I want to play this game ad infinitum. Well, I mean, this is my long topic, is to talk about this thing for a while. Also, it's not the end of the stream just because I'm finishing the level soon. We've still got a bit of bonus stuff to show off, don't worry. I don't know if it'll be as long a stream as the previous ones, but it'll definitely be a fair bit. I also don't know why it's got a circle right here for showing Smithers. I don't know why. That's all good. Now, obviously, buying digital does have its conveniences. Of course, you don't need to go to a store. More money goes to, well, technically the store becomes Sony themselves, but they make the platform, so like, not to say it's justified in any way, but obviously, if they're going to provide digital, and they provide it as a storefront and stuff, well, I mean, you know, there's no point why I'm buying a retailer markup. I should be buying their markup. They unfortunately mark up the price to just be like, we're taking 30% of the cut, which is what the retailers were taking anyways, which means at the end of the day, I'm not getting any sales improvements out of this, unfortunately. Usually buying physically often just means as well that you get the digital, like, I guess, like, usage of, I mean, I saw someone say, I hate the term digital because aren't all video games digital? I mean, like, yeah, I guess. What we really mean is download. We mean that the game has to be downloaded from the internet. And, again, yeah, like, it's not the idea that the download is bad, but it's that everything attached to it. It's the fact that I have to go through a certain storefront. I can't resell it like I can a physical game. I can't, you know, I can't format shift it, because a lot of these things as well, and this is actually something quite important, a lot of these games don't actually allow you to back them up in a way that is meaningful.
You, Uncle Sucker! Give me a lift. I gotta save Springfield. Now you're not gonna sacrifice me for the greater good, are you, son? We'll see, Dad. We'll see. Oh.
Nice. Nice. But if, you know, like, digital games are so picky about if you transfer files between, like, different users. If I buy the game once, and then I buy another Switch, I can't, like, I mean, can you? Can you use that game again? Can you use the files from that game? Like, that's the kind of stuff, is that a lot of these are very unanswered questions, and they really don't highlight these use cases for all of these consoles. Oh, there's the, it's a bit too soon for the 10 o'clock lag spikes. Okay, now, if you buy a game on PC on Steam, you know, like, at the very least, it's like, you can be like, well, all the files are here. A lot of people have a lot of faith that Valve, you know, there's the other end of the lag spike. You know, at some point when Valve goes, Steam is losing too much money, we're going to stop Steam and stop all the downloads and stuff. The thing that people sort of say they're going to do, even though I don't think Valve have ever directly confirmed this, is that they're going to crack the DRM. So at least any Steam, you know, game out there, you can crack the DRM and you can just play it without needing the Steam servers to be up. They claim, or people claim that Valve claim, even though Valve never directly said that. But I think people are perfectly fine with it because, one, Valve does let you download a lot of stuff around their games. You can even download old versions of games. See, now we got 1 minute instead of a minute 31, so, or a minute 41. We gotta go quick fire on this one. But it is also the final mission in the game. Even though it's disappointingly the same mission with the time limit reduced. I'd like bonking into that every time as well.
My key fell out.
Oh, that's the worst way to spin around. Did we get a boost on the time? Because 1 minute actually feels remarkably tight unless something shows up as I drive past a certain point. There you go.
You should be in Cannonball Run. Learn to drive, dumbass. Oh, that adrenaline made me feel alive again.
We'll see how we go on this one. If I get this first go, that'd be amazing. But yeah, like the idea of ownership, of like, hey, I can maintain my copy of the files, is completely lost in these kind of modern console contexts because they just don't facilitate that kind of use case. And the problem that we all inevitably think is that at some point these servers are going to go down and you won't be able to back up these games anymore. You won't be able to, well, download these games anymore, rather, I should use the term. Also, WoW, you know, like, I failed a couple of missions, but it wasn't too bad. Level 6 mission 6 was the hardest one.
Let me check my underwear. That was so painful.
That was a pretty straightforward. We did it.
I smell toad.
Kablooey!
Eat nuclear death, you effeminate wriggling spacewads! Imagine that, scared of some harmless nuclear waste. So very harmless. Oh, cut your fingernails!
Very nice, very nice.
Fortune teller was right. I do end up dying in a spaceship crash.
We did it.
Dad, I'm really proud of you for rescuing us all from that alien invasion.
Did that really happen? I thought it was a bad dream after eating too many raw hot dogs.
No, homie. You're the town hero.
Sweet. And the ninja babysitters? Was that real or a hot dog dream?
Hot dog dream. Dad, your fans want you
I want
outside.
ninja babysitters.
Fans? Oh, those fans.
There you go. And that's how we end it.
At least our show was a success.
Why did we go to Earth Heaven when we died?
At least we don't have to sit through the stupid video game credits. No!
So over. But yeah, no, that was Simpsons Hit and Run. Solid game though. I liked it. We got some extra stuff to do out at the end, so don't worry about that.
That guy deserves such a probing. Who are these people? I never saw them during production.
It's pretty solid. In the realm of GTA clones, this is a remarkably competent one. Like, yeah, it's just driving, but also it's like, oh, no, the driving is solid. It's weird how The Simpsons Road Rage on the PS2 is a very, very, or I guess all the consoles, is a very, very clunky game to play, and a very grindy one at that. And then you play this one, it's like, oh snap, like, it's paced well, it's balanced kind of well, other than level 6 episodes, mission 6, it's like, it's fine. So, I would prefer ownership of my games. I guess that's the key thing. Someone also phrased this very well on Hacker News, which says, I think when you buy a product, be it a game, a house, a car, a computer, a tractor, washer, TV, it should continue to operate without rent-seeking behavior, is the best type of straightforward, uniformly applicable pattern of regulation one could hope for. Opposing rent-seeking is literally why we have American democracy, which paved the way for French, Brazilian, Canadian, Indian, Mexican, and so many other democracies. Kings were the ultimate rent-seekers. Every citizen was the product. It's not like this is some special case. People make the exact same arguments against John Deere, Tesla, Apple, etc., and it's a major reason why many understand we should favor local or capable open-weight AI LLMs. I think for any product whose support is discontinued with more than X users, either open source, all relevant software and hardware schematics will provide a binary that will work on the hardware in perpetuity without DRM checks based on industry is a minuscule request in the face of any of these industries. I'd say, for instance, weights for discontinued Claude and OpenAI versions would fit, and is exactly the type of problem functioning democracies are meant for. And there's a couple of things in there. I'll definitely say, like, he's got some hot takes in there. But I would also say I do overall agree with a bunch of things in there. This is not the first time that we have had, you know, like this kind of argument against owning things, or, you know, how exactly, well, yeah, like things being taken away from us, basically. John Deere, yeah, especially your tractor died. Oh, sorry, you gotta buy a new one. Apple, you know, there's a bit of planned obsolescence with how some of those products work. There's like when they just stop supporting things with iOS and then stop allowing you to use the App Store very quickly because of that. Isn't that a problem?
I really have no idea what these people did.
Next year, let's use the female for our cross-fertilization initiative.
Huh? She wouldn't give you
I don't-
10 seconds.
I don't know what's happening with the dialogue here, but sure, yeah. But all of this stuff is still kind of the same thing, where it's like, inevitably at the end of the day, if I'm able to copy my games between hardware, because I purchased it, and I can use it for my own personal uses, and at least, you know, in the way that I purchase my software, and then on top of that, in general, I don't expect to be constantly paying up, or constantly having to be like, hey, my game only lasts for a certain amount of time, because you've designed the game to just be like that. And that I think is a terrible trend that we've gone down. I've talked about this before with, you know, games stopping. The Crew is always the classic example, because the Crew advertised itself quite cleanly as it's a game where you drive around and you do a bunch of missions, and it has planned obsolescence was illegal. Oh, planned obsolescence is illegal, yes. If you got enough money, you can argue around it. I'm not saying it's like literally if you pay people enough, like bribery. But the point is that you can obfuscate the point so much that it can actually end up being a win for you somehow. I mean, they wouldn't be fighting it so hard if it didn't work, you know, like that kind of stuff. But all of this is at the end of the day, it is the money grab. The reason why everything moves to digital is because, yes, it cuts out the stores. The reason why things move to digital is it forces people to buy games more often. You know, you can't just borrow your friend's version of a game. You have to now play it yourself. The point of copies back in the day was, hey, this is the one copy, so if you wanted 2 people to play it, you had to buy 2 copies. Like, the irony, I guess, is that I'm saying I need to be able to format shift my game because, effectively, I would want to play it personally for my own use cases. But then we run to, you know, the DMCA, like, not as in, like, takedown requests, but the whole point of, also Logitech force feedback. How many people use the wheel on this game? That'd be incredible if you used the wheel. But yeah, like, how... Like, when I say I want to use a game for personal uses, the Digital Millennium Copyright Act is basically trying to tell me to go, hey, you can't actually do that, because that is illegal, that you cannot reverse engineer the piece of software that you purchase your own copy for, because that is, you know, teetering on the intellectual property of the source material, which is... Excuse me? What? Somehow that passed in US legislation, and, we have to just deal with the consequences. So let's dive into the bonus game, by the way. I believe this bonus game, as you... What unlocks these? I don't know. But effectively, every level has a bonus track, and you can pick one of the drivers. So, I don't know, we'll do one at a time. I have a little salute. Marge is either tall or short, depending on how you view that one. And then you can pick various cars that you have acquired throughout the game. I think these are every car I purchased, but some are 3 stars, some are 2, some are 1. You would imagine that the, you know, like this open wheeler is actually, like, that good. Also, you have to wait for other players. Yay, multiplayer mode. If you think this game is multiplayer, this is where it got relegated to. This one mode. But I'll show you how this mode works on every one of these tracks. It's top-down rock and roll racing. Oh boy, this car is actually kind of fast. I like all these environments. They're somewhat inspired by the regular game. believe you can hit circle if you want to play in first person. If you're into that. But there's something fun about playing it at this angle. Oh, that's very neat there. But yeah, all of this is sort of a bit of a cash grab, I guess, because at the end of the day, you know, cutting out the physical production, I mean, yeah, you know, they're kind of going, hey, yeah, you know, gamers love doing this. Obviously, I think Sony has done the math. Like, they're not dumb. I think they actually do believe that if they cut this out, they'll push a lot of people. It is the code. It is top mode. It is exactly that. So, and then we say no, and we go back, and we pick the next track. And I play as a different person with a different car. I'm picking the various 3-star ones, though. They're pretty solid. When did Kirby's Air Ride come out? It's the year after this, right? Or was it also 2003? I think it was the year after this. I think it was 2004. But certainly, yeah, Sony's done the math where if they cut the physical game production, there'll be a lot of people who, you know, jump the shark. They start buying, jump the shark. They jump to, also, wow, this clown car is 3-star, but it's not really that good. Look at this turning. Oh, come on. Can I restart from the menu? No. That's okay, we can catch up. Oh, this train tracks are terrible. (2003). Oh. You can't catch me now. You can't catch me now. I'm not competing with this. Man, this car's terrible. Oh my goodness, you can't even do these jumps. Alright, we'll try it once more with Gusto, but I'm unfortunately going to have to pick a different car. An end game car. Maybe that's the only way I can do this. But at the end of the day as well, I feel like Sony might actually have miscalculated this one. I think the media pushback has been so wild. We've been seeing, like, big brands dunk on them harder than I've actually seen them go on an April Fool's gag recently. They're like, yeah, you know, like, GitHub is offering 1,000 people the ability to burn, you know, they're just like, oh, here's a CD of a repo of your choice. You can just burn a repo onto a CD. And it's like, you know, it's a bit novel, but they're doing it for free. I hit airborne just then. Why am I really struggling on this? Maybe I should actually go into regular view. Is it just easier this way? Look at these bumps! Listen, I gotta win this race. I think it's just trash. I think I've just picked 2 trash cars. Hold on, if I just pick the open wheeler again, just for note, should I just drive the open wheeler every time? Or is it because Lisa was too good? Oh. That police car. Oh, there's 2 police cars as well. And a duff truck. Guess who's gonna go off the line that well? Now I know how Max Verstappen feels. Yeah, no, I think this car's just better. Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's just way better. Am I about to lap this duff truck on lap 2? Oh, nearly got pinched. There we go. But yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, Sony are doing the wrong thing by gamers. They're offering fewer choices for something that is clearly, you know, a cash grab. And on top of that, I think that ultimately this is going to sway a lot of people away from gaming in general, let alone it's going to sway people away from them. And there's no justification from a, like, how do I put it? They're removing options and they're removing the ability for people to actually own their games in perpetuity in various ways. And, you know, ultimately, like, I don't care what they do about the actual, like, format of the games, but they're clearly just offering less and less and less and less to people. Also, their storefronts don't provide as many sales, so they're naturally just going to charge more anyways, at least for first party. Whereas retailers sometimes just do it to get rid of stock. They take the loss. That's how it works. Also, I love how that is indeed the rocket car, the bonus car. It's a real car. Oh, I should have taken the jump if you're going to do that. Doing the jump. Flawless, don't worry about it. I think that's really all I have to say about it. I don't have any more, but it's a terrible kind of situation that Sony is forcing people into. I don't think I'm going to win this, unfortunately, because I have botched this up too hard. I have botched this up too hard. Alas. Botched it up too hard. We gotta do it again. We gotta do it again. Well, that's sad music. So, anyways, you can dump your news now, Fetty, if you want to. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Is there any other things about the Sony stuff? Not really. It's yeah, no, it's just a terrible state. Do I have any other weird tweets on the side about it? People who are defending this, by the way, like, as much as I'll sometimes be like, I'll be like, oh, you know, like, I don't think it's, the problem is the physical digital, the problem is the ownership angle. It's like, you know, I'm not playing defense effort because they still haven't really answered the ownership model. But that's been broken for years. That's been a terrible thing about the digital spaces. We haven't had that equivalent. And I know as well, when people say, oh, I should be allowed to format shift my game, and it's like, so what do you do about a Nintendo 64 game, or a GameCube game, or many other games with DRM? It's like, this should, you know, this guy was right. It's like, this shouldn't matter whether this is video games, or music, or movies, or stuff like that. Like, Sony, you know, pioneered this kind of thing by putting DRM and malware on people's computers back in 2000 when you bought a CD. They were like, oh, you can't be copying the files, so in order to play the files, you have to run our crappy software. Like, that's the kind of angle that, you know, Sony has always existed under. And, to be fair, ship the thesis, like, how many people are really making the same decision nowadays? I'm not too sure. But it's still just like, yeah, you know, this, like, there's no reason I shouldn't be able to download movies off the internet as MKVs, MP4s, and have them on my computer if I have a subscription. And you might say, well, if you have that, then how can they stop you from just keeping the files forever? And I go, well, yeah, I get that. Maybe subscription's not a good explanation, because it's like you intentionally purchase a model where the content can be taken away from you, I guess. But the point is that, like, yeah, like, the content can be taken away from you, and everyone should be fully aware of that. Spotify is maybe the closest you get, because at least, like, there is an offline cache of the files. They are all quite heavily encrypted, and I don't think anyone quite knows how to deal with that. But I still feel like, hey, you know, like, there is no reason why people don't offer movie downloads like that. I want, like, just like, here's a file, and that's it. And instead, you know what's the easiest way to get files? You search it on the internet, and you find someone who does exactly like that. And then they wonder, oh, why is piracy so rampant? Because your systems are so obnoxious to deal with. I'm watching a TV show and then they take it off the streaming platform or something like that. I want to play a game and I have to, you know, I can't play Dead Space 2 because I've activated my copy on too many instances. And EA doesn't have the ability to get rid of it, you know, like that kind of stuff. There should be no reason why purchasing has gotten this complicated, especially for software. That whole idea of, like, you have to put this in by law. You're required to put in the DRM, because otherwise it shows that you don't care about your intellectual property, apparently. And it's like, well, I don't think that should be the case. Also, wow, this guy's going fast. Crash City on me, but... Come on, round the corner, round we go. Never mind. I don't think I'm keeping up. We'll have to try it again. It's because Apu is not as fast on this track. Harvest Moon 64. We're probably going to see a lot of recompiled, decompiled. I wouldn't say recompiled. If that's the term they use, I would yell at them for that one. It's explicitly not compiled yet. Unless they're not distributing source code, then I guess technically it's recompiled. But they're decompiling, and, well, they're disassembling first, and then they're decompiling. And so they're trying to turn it back into source code. We're seeing a lot of stuff like that as well. A lot of people are getting some success cases out of throwing AI at it, because the context window is big enough. Oh, no. Still no, because I turned the wrong way, because I got myself turned around. Alright, we're gonna do behind the shoulder on this one. I'm not getting far on this at all. That's what I mean. If they said it wrong, they said it very, very wrong. That's not the right word. It's good marketing, and that's it. You know, if I keep trying this again and again, eventually they're going to pick worse cars. Like, it's so much easier when I can see it from this perspective. Oh, but apparently the hitbox on that border is just... Oh my goodness, Marge. Please. Please, Marge. Tex Murphy under a killing. Have I played that one? I've played a Tex Murphy. Can't remember which one. It's probably the actual first one that came out. Not back in the day, but just... Listen, I could catch up on this one. I have to not botch it. First try. First try. I'm curious about how the remake is, I guess, but I'd also just play the other ones that I've got. Excuse me, hold on, did I lose it? Oh, because P2 was way ahead of me. There you go, that's my problem. I wasn't paying attention. It didn't... It's so over. It's so over. Is there a better car than this one? I don't think there should be a better car. Well, to be fair, I was first person and I was looking at Fetty's chat, so blame Fetty. There you go. Also, I was losing anyways. It's not a Biendeo moment when it's just kind of hard, okay? Okay, he's in the boat car. He can't beat me. He can't beat me. He's in the boat car. So I believe, for reference, in this game, when you actually super duper 100%, I believe one of the cheat codes that unlocks all cars actually unlocks a lot of the extra kinds of vehicles in the phone booth menu. Nothing that's like you've never seen it before, but interesting as like you can drive some of these cars, so you're like, oh, okay, like that box truck, I assume, never shows up in the rest of the game. Okay, what is that hitbox? What is this hitbox? I know I'm driving a bit closer to it, but like, I'll Worms Director's Cut. It's getting, for the Amiga, it's getting expanded. Oh, okay. Look at that. First try. First try. You know, it's a weird thing I, found out was, I didn't realize Visual Studio Code, you can actually change the endpoint that gets called for the API calls to, a local model, which is nice. But you can't replace it for, the chat, for the inline suggestions. So it's just like, oh, they're just grilling you for that feature. There's no reason why. It's terrible.
This looks painful.
That's what I mean about the, This is terrifying? Okay, here we go. Just get out of there, please. You grew up with the 3D ones. Ah, really?
This
I played a bunch of 3D ones, or 2D ones back in the day.
Whoa!
I like this track, it's comfy. And also remarkably easier, isn't it? Is it the straight roads and the lack of hills? Worms 4! Let's go! Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Please be a dream.
I never grew up with Worms. I played many games that either inspired Worms or were inspired by Worms. But I can't tell you which, like, tank game I played back in the day. One of them. Well, this was the last track, I guess. So, we'll spend the rest of the stream trying to grind for money and see how well we go. Because if I can buy everything, that's sweet. Oh, I gotta show off the one secret as well. Nice. Just collide into the wall right off the bat. I like the effort they put into this mode, though. Like, it's a little bonus, but it's just like, oh, you know, like... The 7 tracks are all somewhat neat and are directly inspired by the... You know, by the levels of the game. Got the spike trap of doom and... Unfortunately, the AI doesn't really... Oh my goodness! That taxi knows how to go. What is this, GTA Vice City? Oh, come on. Don't Austin Power it. Come on. Oh, I've screwed it so hard here. No, I screwed it so hard. I'm trying to, like, peer over to Fetty's chat. I'm blaming Fetty for that one, but that one's actually all me. It's gonna be a wizardry variance. Well, that's what I get for reading it. Like, okay, sure. Sure. No, we're going first person. I really can't see what's happening on that distance there. Really got the little tiny... Oh, that's the cell phone car from the first level. Remember that one? Here we go. Here we go. We're making progress here. Blob is back, kinda. I mean, there's old games that keep getting lore, like RuneScape's still getting lore, you know? Can I just drive through this? And they'll never know. They'll never know I just drove through that. That's probably intentional, to be fair. You hate Regex and you love Regex. Regex is very hate and love. I gotta hear that ringtone all the time, I swear. I don't actually use a ton of Regex professionally anymore. It does come up. It always does come up. And it's always nice to, you know, like, start a line, say some stuff. Maybe there's an option of the thing you're searching. But yeah, when you're doing, like, a proper replace or you're doing, like, group matching, every library does its own thing out of that. So me remembering Python groups, it's like, yeah, nah. It's not happening, so... Anyways, let's back up to the main menu. I think that counted as the achievement for doing the, There you go, yeah. Oh, 1 achievement for each track. Win a race on X level with, so many laps. Yes. I.e. the default number of laps. So the only missions I'm really missing, the only achievements I'm really missing, I'm not doing a retro achievement run, mind you. The only thing that we're really missing is, I haven't checked out the bonus. I believe the bonus is on, I think it's on level 2, I think. And if it's not on level 2, it's on level 5. Or level 6. Gosh, it's been level 3? Oh, maybe it is level 3. I can look it up as well. Let's see the yeah, it's level 3. Yes, sorry. You're right. Yes. Project Helix is also expected to have no physical disk support. Yeah, Microsoft has probably been thinking about this for a while. But I'd prefer to wait for an announcement, I guess, but still. So, I think, so once you go into here, actually, I think we noticed this as well in stream 2. So you head over to this.
Complete set. Ooh, I think I just formatted my pants.
Nice. Talk to the squeaky voice teen at the Aztec Theater. Which is, it's a bit down the road, isn't it? The theater. Kind of just happens as well, doesn't it? Here we go, so down the road. All the way. Here we go. The theater. It's kind of fun that it's just like sitting there as well. Proper part of lore. Oh. And we get a little FMV. This is our bonus for collecting all 49 cards in the game. You know when people like rip on particularly anime for being like 3D rendered? It's because they don't actually do the art style quite the best. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Is there a name for this trope of the innards view? The innards camera? That's like a classic. Also, he's very dead. That's it. There you go. That's your reward, by the way. That's all you get. But yeah, let's see how long it'll take to, I guess, earn the money to what's this rumor that yeah, there was that with the Xbox thing where they were talking about converting physical games into digital licenses. I'm not 100% sure how that would manifest, but certainly it'd be neat, I guess. If you own something physically, like, you know, and the system doesn't support disk drives or anything, it's like, yeah, you should be able to convert that. I might be here for a little bit. Actually, might not be too bad, but we'll see. I don't think it'll take me an hour, but we might be here for a little bit, because I know I've got to buy a few things. I did break one box, so this is a mental note. Don't do what I did and break one of the boxes. My problem is that I don't know how many kicks of the boxes I actually do get. But that's okay. For note as well, I have in my thingy, what are the things that I've got? I've got the donut, I've got the zombie car, I've got the hover bike, and this leaves two costumes, or one costume. Hold on. So I didn't buy any of the costumes in level 6, but I bought all the costumes in any other level, and I'm missing 2 of the costumes in level 7. I also did not buy one of the cars in level 7, and I did not buy any of the cars in levels 4, 5, and 6. So if I do the math, 2 kicks, yeah, 2 kicks max, okay. I mean, you know, easiest way to test is just, let's save the game right here. And then let's do the math as well. 300 and 350 for the 2 in level 4, 350 and 45 in level 5, 400, 500, 600 for the outfits, 400, 500 for the 2 cars, and then 400, 450, 750. I'm looking at, I need 5,725 coins to buy the rest of the stuff. We might be here for a bit. I see what I mean. It's so easy to accidentally do that. That's why I saved a moment before, but still. They're making a live-action Persona show. I've never been the biggest fan of the live-action conversions. This is why I saved, I guess. But even then... Yeah, we'll mostly pat this one out. We'll see what's going on here. Is there a money code or? Not really. It's just an infinite trick. Who is? What did I say? Did I just ramble and I just casually like name drop something? I was like, what? Not me. Not me. That's who's a big fan of them. I don't like my live adaptations. I don't think I've ever had or experienced one that's actually been like that worthwhile for me, unfortunately. So how many of these coins am I getting in a single run, by the way? And I know since I'm missing a box, it's a bit sad days. It's easier to not jump. Stuff it. Just keep rolling, keep running. We need the momentum. I guess that got me 100, so I mean we could kind of get there. The One Piece one's okay. Avatar one's like, There's a lot of Asian ones, like non-English releases, and I don't particularly know much about them, really. I just realized that bar is not resetting when I reload the level. We're gonna have the police, like, kill me in one of these levels, I swear. Listen, if you're patient, I could get that 5,725 coins, no sweat. Hey, see that bar's not reset? I gotta get into the car to reset it. As theater plays. It counts. It counts. It counts. They call them 2.5D musicals. Pixel perfect. Pixel remasters. Pixel remasters, yeah. I'm curious what's there, like, to get forward to, you know, looking forward in the future days, because it kind of seems like there's a lot of Debbie Downer stories this week. There's nothing really in terms of hardware. I wanted to note one thing as well, which was, I guess, people are getting their Steam machines, and they're definitely, well, are they getting them yet? If they haven't arrived yet, then they'll definitely be shipping. But I mean, price aside, you know, at least like the market is realizing that it's like people are just not going to be able to afford stuff. So if you have something, great, and if you don't have something, hopefully the market goes well. Lots of people have weaker hardware. Yeah, we are going to be here for a bit too long, unfortunately, so I'm purely padding for time. I actually don't... I don't think we're going to be able to get to 5,725 in any short time. Like, it's going to be another 50 runs of this. More than 50, maybe. WayForward has posted a new Shantae game. I'm glad they're making more Shantaes, but also they can make other games. That's fine. Do they sell as well? Maybe not as much. I'm not too sure. That's the problem with some companies is I think you have to get into a different car in order to actually like kick the thingy, which it does work in hijacking someone else's car.
I gotta work off my gut.
There you go. Oh, true, yeah. Listen, they got the Duskbloods.
I'll never lose these
Popular for coming out this year, right? Right? When's that technical test? It's been a month since the Direct. Oh, well, not quite a month, but still. It's been a while. Oops, wrong mission. That is also a Souls game. They're all Souls games. They did release Armored Core 6, though. They did at least do something different. Two more news. Well, there's my car now. That's just my car. That's how it is. Also, I believe level 3 has all these boxes in the similar spot, so I mean, it's not... Well, it is actually all gone, because I've already broken it. Isn't it weird that they track all of these boxes in the game to make sure that you've destroyed them and then never spawn them again? But yet they require you to do all this driving to, you know, make the money, apparently. It's so strange. It is so strange. That's the one thing I'll find weird about this game, so... But yeah, does this thing have what else is there? Yeah, first 100% complete the game, go into options, hold, this is a GameCube, LR, press AB, go on a phone booth, press LR to go into a submenu when you can select any of the game's vehicles, yes. So, if I don't do this stream, I'll just stream VOD. There'll be a little bonus part at the end, but I think that should be very straightforward for me to sort of go and do. Recent release, Ganberry. Okay. Rhythm Heaven did come out, though. Unfortunately, it's the worst one, according to the Metacritic score of 1 less. Literally, all the other games get the exact same Metacritic score, and then this one is the worst one because it's 82 instead of 83. But to me, I'm like, well, you know, it's consistent. Did that include the 3DS game? That's surprising. I did play one shmup. I played, what was it? Night Striker? It's a Taito shmup. It reminds me a lot of Space Harrier. Because it's got that, the super scalar kind of 3D perspective. And it's a bit before... Well, I think Afterburner was already out at that point, right? Maybe. Afterburner, and then in particular, my jam, Galaxy Force 2. Absolute jam on the Superscaler aesthetic. But this one is very solid on the aesthetic as well. I'd give it a try out if you're curious. It's rather short though. Like, I feel like despite being an arcade game, you can beat this in like 3 credits. It is not much effort to beat this game. Can you do it in 1 continue? That'll be a bit of a go.
Hello, drivers. Got a little situation here. Nice driving, man.
One very extra recent news.
Children weren't meant to get this much exercise.
What's the extra news? The Fetty extra hour right here. He's left us hanging. He's done the don't ask to ask. Oh, he's not asking, but you know what I mean. Async communication. A translation patch for... Okay. That's news. That is true, I know. But also given that, I mean, I don't know if English is your first language, but I definitely know, I struggle even in my first language, so I'm always just like, eh. That's always, I always find that's actually quite impressive, people who know, yeah, Italian's your first language. Exactly. It's similar in the sense that, well, actually, no, it's a Romantic language as opposed to a Germanic language, but still, it's, tends to happen, usually it does. So yeah, I mean, I guess I'll probably be here for quite a while longer. I mean, we're up to 1500. Like a third of the way. How long has it taken to get here, though? Whoops. It might be over. Did I kick that box twice? Romanian. Romanian. Sorry, there's an N, not an R. I don't know why I said Romanian. Yeah, this might be, like, getting worse every time. Well, I broke another box, but that's okay. As long as I got 1 box, we will get there in the end. That's okay. We're at, what, 2,000? Did I count that right? 15. I'm not counting it right at all. I swear, though, that box only lasted 2 kicks, which meant I somehow got another kick on it earlier. I don't think it really speeds it up to have, you know, more boxes next year. Not too much, I don't know. Because you're kind of bound by the coins are still there. They haven't even despawned. Oh, now they despawned. I moved a tad too close. But you're bound by the hidden run meter. So, yeah. Other than that, I guess my take on it. I do remember this game being harder than it was. So I'm glad that the difficulty was quite solid. Level 7 was like, yeah, you know, like... They kind of had one concept and they just went for it for that level. Which is, there are zombies. They had one mission at the beginning. And then they sort of didn't really know what to do for the rest of the level. But that being said, I like what they've done with all the other levels. I like, you know, getting the voice actors to do their bit. Do, of course, the writing and stuff. It's a solid game in terms of the amount of Simpsons material in it. You might be sad that some characters don't appear, but this starts to be like a bit more one-off characters. Like, I guess, you know, someone's going to mention why there's no Sideshow Bob or other sorts of characters from maybe some arcs here and there. I'm not going to mention the guy who What's that? I don't know the one episode, but the guy who like kills himself by touching the live wires. That character. I mean, I'm not expecting him necessarily, but you know, there's a variety of characters they did get in the game, and we'll not get a Troy McClure. Frank Grimes, exactly. So if you think I've earned enough money, just note that this is, I think you need about 14,000 coins in total for everything. But I've already bought a ton of stuff, so we're really down to like 5,000. It's like, it's enough to buy a lot of stuff, but just, not enough for everything. They need to drop more coins with, well, they need to make these boxes respawn. Maybe that's the trick. Yeah. Well, Fetty's still typing up his, last news story, but we'll probably end the stream after that. Because, I'm gonna be here another, like, half hour, otherwise. Just kicking boxes. And I don't really know how to fill the dead air. I don't have anything to mention or talk about, really, unfortunately. I don't know, we'll keep sticking on. We'll keep trucking on. Then I can show off this menu. We'll be like, yep, I did it. We'll truck on. We'll truck on. We'll just keep on keeping on. We'll keep on keeping on. Why not? And if I screw up these boxes, then whoops. Some people think a remaster might be coming out next year to the second movie. Oh, yeah, true, true. I do remember people talking about that. I'm going to sort of frequently save just to make sure I'm not, like, goofing myself up with the boxes as well. I do hear people talking about that. I don't see there being any reason why you can't remaster this. I don't think there's anything licensed beyond just the idea of The Simpsons. I mean, it's most likely the case than not. Tag yourself if you see your... yeah, I saw that. PC98 games. That's a lot of games. Will they release it in a collection, or will they just sell it one at a time? They've got the arcade remasters, not them, but someone else does. I forgot the name of the lineup that they call it on the Switch. And as much as I appreciate the effort for arcade remasters, because like, why not have arcade remasters? They're often the best versions of games. It's also just like, man, the price on each of those individual titles is very, very crazy. Very crazy. We probably want to switch cars. Yeah, it's probably quicker to just hop into one of these cars and walk back.
To catch my breath. Energy depleting. Need sugar.
There you go. I think the biggest thing stopping is the voice actors' contracts. True, true. And yes, having Apu come back. Certainly a bunch of the lines of dialogue. I'm not too sure if someone will go, ooh, that didn't age well. I hope no one really thinks that. It's like, this game came out in 2003. We're all aware of, you know, like the content of the kinds of games back then. We're not, like, selling The Simpsons Hidden Run as, like, ah, yes, release it in November as well. What a good meme if you do that. Yeah. But, like, I don't know, part of me, I always find that it's a bit weird about remasters when they provide, like, the modern kind of interpretation on top of it. It's not too common, of course, but you'll get ones like the Tomb Raider remaster talks about how, like, oh, you know, like, we want to be respectful to different cultures, so just know that these games were made, like, back in their days, and I'm just like, were they ever disrespectful? They're like, hey, you go to cool places, and you encounter cool artifacts and stuff like that. I don't know, there's something a bit weird about that one. I mean, there's some games, I guess, but, like, you know, Listen, no one's asking for a remaster of BMX XXX. Which I cannot play on Twitch, by the way. Twitch will probably... Twitch, I know you don't... Do they even let people mention it? It's in the terms of service. They've got, like, a handful... Maybe not a handful, but, like, several dozen games that people just cannot play, and they explicitly list that one. And, I'm not too sure if I ever want to try it. Probably not. I don't know what's my limits. What, like, might actually, like, you know, is too taboo for me. I don't know if anyone else has that. Like, is there a limit? For film, you know, if it's goofy, if it's silly, I think anything is fair game. If it's tasteless, it's like, well, you know, like, it might just be tasteless then. But, you know, for like, you know, if you try to pass something off as real or, like, you know, really serious, it's like, well, I'll start to cringe a bit if it's, like, mean-spirited. I've seen some horror movies where it's just like, man, you know, like, you know, I don't know, people will use the... Well, that's what I think. There's some games, and this is a meta Twitch discussion, I think there's some games on the Twitch list where it's like, is it really, like, that bad? You know, like how Germany banned Doom until, like, 2014? Like, the original? It's like, is Doom really, like, that bad? It's a... ironically, it's a very, very... if I call it a Christian game, I'll get called blasphemy. But you know what I mean? Like, it's not like it's doing anything out of sacrilege. You're the guy who's killing the demons. I guess you're avenging something. You're avenging your dead rabbit in the second game, but to be fair, it was banned that long because it never... True. I mean, 2014 is about the right time to be like, hey, you know, let's, we're gonna do a, you know, a reboot. We might as well.
So tired.
Am I gonna hear this thing?
So very tired.
when I get, oh my, don't yawn, Bart. No, don't do it.
If I didn't play so many video games, I'd be in better shape.
This is such an arduous process to get the money, I tell you. We'll get there. We will get there. We will persevere. And this music will occasionally hype me up. I do remember they, when Doom 2016 came out, I think, was it 2015? Or maybe it was QuakeCon 2014. Was when they actually first showed it off, but they did it behind closed doors. And everyone was so glowingly positive. They were like, yeah, you know, this is what Doom's about. And I'm just like, but we can't see it? Like, they just didn't tell us at all what those people... They didn't show us what those people at QuakeCon actually saw. Completely mysterious. I don't think you have to pay to enter QuakeCon, did you? Not back then. Do they still run QuakeCon? How many people are even there nowadays to, like, facilitate QuakeCon in the traditional sense? I hope they still run it. They probably do. But yeah, I don't know about BMX XXX. I think the one game that I do know of, I mean, actually, there's probably a handful of ones. I think there is the one for the PC-88, which is like an actual, how would I describe it in a way that like feels, doesn't get flagged on YouTube? We'll just say it's like you do illicit things to a person, quite morally reprehensible things. I'm not too sure if it was in literal, like, reference to a real, like, serial killer or something, but, like, provided with absolutely no, like, I guess, critique or downplay of that. It's just like, why is this a game, I guess? it's sprite based, so I mean it's all drawn in a you know, a digital recreation of stuff, but it's still just like, yeah, it's a bit weird. Also, I guess the guy game, because literally you cannot, like, you should not. I mean, that's one of the retro achievements banned ones, and listen, FMV, underaged woman, unfortunately underaged, as in, they didn't know. I don't know who lied in that encounter, but the fact still stands. It's like, yep. Yeah, she probably shouldn't have been there, and I don't know who was to blame, but the game went out, so... Taboo games, am I right? I'll still criticize Grezzo 1 and 2 on Twitch, though. I'll never play it, unfortunately, but... they're Doom WODs. Like, the WODs themselves, it's like... That's Italian culture right there.
I gotta work off my gut.
I don't know of that many games made in Italy, by the way. I know of a ton of Czech games. Everyone knows a bunch of Czech games.
I'll never lose these love handles.
You can now play Stuntman and Drive Through. I'm trying to think of like a Vampire Survivors. Ah, it's Italian. Very nice. Trying to think of another one. Who did the Hugo games? That sounds French more than Italian. Oh, Swedish? Oh, whoops. I knew it was somewhere in Europea. Somewhere. I'm being forced to, like, pay attention to World Cup news. So, it's good fun. People going like, oh, our team's winning, or, oh, darn, our team's not doing well. And I'm just sitting there going, man, Australia just, like, did not. They did not. I mean, well, they got through the group stage, but, like, oh, boy, they're not really there. And I don't think they've ever particularly been there, but back in the day when World Cups were a best of 16 at the end and not 32. True. They're still in it, aren't they? Or did they get knocked out already? I say already, it's like there's about 10, 12 games left. But, like, yeah, remember, previous World Cups would have, or I guess 32 teams, 32 countries would get it to the group stage. And then it'll be 16 out of the group stage into the knockout bracket. And this year it's 48 and 32. Also, I say this knowing full well I played a World Cup game on stream, like, years ago. I don't know, I've never really watched soccer. It's fun watching it a bit. Like, good sport, you know that it's good sport. You know they're doing some wild stuff. You're like, oh, snap. Like, something very, very, like, neatly choreographed. And not, like... Choreographed, sorry. Gotta use the Australian accent on that one. 2014. Like, you know, you see, like, them pass to each other, and they're in the right places to make, like, the passes work out, and make the shots work out, and stuff like that. And some teams, it's a bit scrappier. And, you know, it depends on what works, I guess. I'm not too sure if there's a, you know... I don't know enough about soccer to really know, like, what actually works all the time. For reference, we're more than halfway there. We're going to 5-7-2-5 is what I've calculated in my numbers.
Meant to get this much exercise.
But yeah, oh boy, it's a lot of kicking. A lot of kicking to get these coins.
Just give me a sec to catch my breath.
Oh, you hear a bunch of bot-level incidental musics. And then you go, well, this would be faster if you didn't break the vending machine in 2 of the boxes. I'm like, yeah, I know. I know. I don't know who's going to win the World Cup. A lot of my work colleagues are saying France. But Brazil getting knocked out, I guess it's this morning for me. But since it's all in the US, it's all technically yesterday. That's maybe a bit more surprising. I don't know. I don't know if Brazil has just historically been a good team, and whether they're just kind of like riding that popularity forever. Save state support for extra elements of RAM. Ooh. You'll be pleased to know I've looked a bit more into SingStar, although I'll probably have to extend my claim because I've just held it off for like 2 months, and that's probably not giving myself enough time to actually do it. But no, I've dived back in. I've done most of the stuff that's probably needed for the logic. Not the actual achievement logic, but it's virtually the same game as Party. Virtually, there's things moved around, there's some pointer chains that are different, but at the end of the day, I'm looking for very much the same kinds of values and stuff. So I think the only thing I've got to figure out is I don't have a reliable in-song number value to use. And I also don't know... we're waiting for the 70 set mega upload. Oh yeah, I do 70 SingStar sets in one. Well, we could do 140. We could do all the regional variants. Maybe not 140, but we could do all the regional variants in one fell swoop as well. Which is probably like 12? What's the number of them that have regional variants? Somewhere in the blog post. It's somewhere in there. But yeah, I mean, most of the effort's just going to be like, you know, taking pictures of people making... That is true. And then it's made me realize I wrote it 3 months ago, so I've completely forgotten. But, that's okay. That's okay. We'll get there. This is the box kicking stream, apparently. I am so glad I've stuck to this. But listen, we're nearly 2/3. What is 2/3 of 5725? It's a multiple of 3, isn't it? No, it's not. It's not a multiple of 3. But I guess it'd be like 3/8 something. Yeah, like, you know, we're 2,200 away. Once you're more than halfway, you know you've made the threshold commitment. $7817? Oh, well, not quite, yeah. Not quite 2/3, but we're getting there. And then I get to show off this menu using a button config that I'm not aware of off the top of my head. We'll figure it out. I should also just save there, just to make sure I haven't botched up any of that. The cheat code doesn't have the secret cards. I believe it's the cheat code to unlock the cars from the... Sorry, it unlocks cars from the buy menu, but it doesn't actually, like... Yeah, it doesn't do the unused cars.
Sugar.
Unless you have 100% of the game for some reason. Let's see, what other codes do we have as well, just so I'm aware? Yeah, all of these codes... You know, I might as well show off these codes as well once we're done. But unfortunately, I'm committing to... Well, not unfortunately, but we're doing it... We're doing it the raw way. We're doing a proper 100% run here, then. We're really showing off everything. I remember I'd toy around with the press horn to jump button. And I'd like toy around with like seeing the outside of stages. And that's like a classic. I mean, any game with like a moon jump feature, it's very fun to just like test out what happens when you fly upwards. You know, I think I remember seeing people. I was very impressed. I'd see videos about people using like action replays for like DS games, and it's like, oh, dude, that's so cool. Like that kind of stuff. Even though it's clearly not the developer's intention to have people moon jumping all the time in places, it's just like, oh, you know, it's neat to see where the boundaries of the game truly lie, like that kind of stuff. I'm not too sure how many developers themselves would try out. I don't know if they'd try out action replay stuff, but here's a question: how does action replay work under pointer chains? How do they know? Is that the reason action replay doesn't work anymore? Like, no one does it? Because, yeah, I would have thought it's like taking addresses from the game's memory state and just like forcing them into certain ways. Like when the game writes to a certain address, just kind of goes somewhere else. And then I also don't know if it delays memory access. If it's like, oh, you know, it sits in between, and then, I don't know if it redirects calls or just sets the memory right away and calls it a day. But, like, games should often reinitialize their state when you start them up, at least back in those days. I don't know, I've never thought, how does a game genie work? Also, there's your 2/3 barrier. There's your 2/3 barrier. We're getting closer. Every time, here's a weird way my brain works. Sometimes if I'm like really like waiting for something to happen, I start to like, you know, divvy up like, okay, am I halfway, like fractional numbers, and once I'm halfway, am I 2/3 of the way, am I 3/4 of the way? So now I'm thinking to myself, well, what's 3/4 of 5,725? And if you're wondering, it's probably somewhere shy of it's probably about 4,400 or something. And then it's like, what's 4/5 of that? Which would be, what's 4/5 of that? It'd be, I'm trying to do some math off the top of my head, thinking if I can guess it. Probably close to like 4,750 or something. And at that point, it's like, you know, we're starting to get closer and closer. The margins between these fractions are closer and closer, and it's a limiting sum, of course. It's like, eventually you'll get to a point where it's like, what's 5,724 over 5,725 of this number? I wonder if there's a series that, like a mathematical series that, like, discusses the difference between each of those marks. But at least we're at 4,000 now. I was about to give up when we were at like 900, and now we're at 4,000. We're feeling home stretch now, home stretch, if you will. Well, it's not quite home stretch yet, but we're getting there.
So tired.
Don't do it, Bart.
Very tired.
Don't yawn. Ah.
If I didn't play so many video games, I'd be in better shape.
Here's a question. Does this code actually even work on the PS2? Because I'm seeing it on the GameCube version and on the PC version. I actually don't know if it's even on the PS2. I've never tried this myself. Because I don't think I've ever 100%ed this game myself. But I guess in order to 100% the retro achievement set, I've just got to do certain missions with certain cars. And I'm technically set. Nothing's missable, which is, you know, for games of a certain length, I think is, like, great. I'm not a big fan of, like, programming missable stuff in sets. You'll do it with us? I am doing it with you, yes. And then I'll destroy all these boxes at the end just to ruin my life. Here we go, okay. Yeah, the farming spot's missable. Like, I mean, if I really screw it up, I guess, like, you know, we do the the wager race. The problem with the wager race is that you've obviously got to drive back for it. Well, actually, it's not too bad because it's at the school. Is that the school or is that the other end? No, it was at the school. Yeah, yeah. No, it was at the other end. So you'd start from a mission at the other end. Missable stuff is fine if it's a mission. Yeah, well, usually in the retro achievements context, it requires, like, fresh save. And so, generally, I don't mind missable if it's early game. I did die a lot doing, level 6, mission 6, but legitimately the game just does not, like, offer you enough of these coins in order to, purchase everything. So doing, like... For reference, and I've already bought this car, but one of the cars costs 1,000 coins at the end of the game. One of the outfits, well, like another car is 750. Many of the outfits are averaging 500 each. And so overall, you need about 14,000 coins in order to buy everything in the game. And I probably had only about 9,000 of those. So I've done the math on the things I need to buy. And, yeah, I need 5,725 in order to buy the remaining items and get that 100%. And if I overkilled it, then whoops, I overkilled it a little bit, sorry. We're at least probably getting close to that 3/4 barrier. Yeah, what I don't like is, I don't like things that take a long amount of time to manifest. Like, if you do something, and you have to do something early game, but then, like, the achievement doesn't manifest until way later. I'm not the biggest fan of that kind of stuff. Fetty will grill people for the missable content. Oh, sorry, what is it? What's the phrase you use? Not just you, I know, but like, what's the term? It's like, you know, like, unsupported content or something like that. I don't know. And it's just like, I don't know, there are some things I just would not put in the set because I know it's not fun to do.
My gut.
That is true. I did see that set, and I'm curious about how many differences there are with the PS2 version. I don't think there's anything actually that fundamental about it. There's like a couple of maps that have like PS2 changes, similar to Half-Life on the PS2, just has a handful of changes for no particularly big reason, but I think it's a mostly like on-point set, or at least like version of the game. So the question I have is like, yeah, you know, like what is so fancy and what's so missable about it? There's a lot of choices. Deus Ex does have a lot of choices where some of them do... Generally, a lot of Deus Ex choices don't manifest for too long of the game. Also, Creek. So I'm curious about, like, what is, like, technically missable in there. But yeah, you can run, like, quest lines in weird orders and stuff. And they'll just be like, oh, I resolved in this way. There is that, yeah. I know you can kill off a character at a certain point in time. I forgot where exactly in the game it is, but you can kill the female agent character, in this one like room. Depending on, she's just there if you answer these questions in a certain way at some point in the game. There's a lot of neat things like that. So I'd imagine, I guess the achievement set is sort of asking for some of that. I'm pretty sure I saw say, like, if you're playing on the hardest difficulty, though, you can technically do everything in one playthrough. I'm curious about what he means by that, but that's for me one day to play his Deus Ex set and to gauge it. Because I did sort of want to do a set for the PC version of the game as a standalone. But, yeah, no, one, time schedules, and two, yeah, no, I think a PS2 version is probably just as fine. A bit easier to support, to be fair. We'll get that DOS support soon, I guess. We will get that. Run what? Exactly. Alright, we are just shy of 1,000 coins left. 1,000. Day 23. Give it up for day 23. Dude, 100% speedrunners must absolutely hate doing this as well. Is that why? Is there, for reference, is there like any percent as a category? And then, obviously, and then there's like, 100% with an asterisk or something where they go, yeah, but you don't have to buy the cars or the costumes. So they're like, well, it's 100%, but it's 100% gags, wasps, and cards. Like the actual collectibles. It's like doing GTA and you have to do the 100 taxi missions. There's one with buying the cars too. Okay.
Children weren't meant to get this much exercise.
But like, why, I guess, why would they want you to buy the cars? You know, if it's not 100% category. I'm curious why there is 100% category. Sorry, why there is not like a no coins kind of run or a low coins. It's because they could download them. It's like with the Everest, I guess. But like, this is such a run killer though. Like having to find time to do the coins. Because it really is, like, I'm doing this in a cheaty way, technically. This is technically an exploit. The fact that these things don't destroy themselves right now. Wouldn't you download a car? I would download a car. I'd download my whole PlayStation 5. Here's the thing, by the way. You can actually look on eBay, if you wanted to, for a... This is a fun technology piece of news. If you want cheap hardware, look up a BC250. It's an AMD mining machine, basically. It uses an APU on it. The memory is just kind of on board. So really, it's a board that needs power and a somewhat improved cooling solution. And I mention this because it was intended during the crypto mining phase, but a lot of people are getting rid of their stuff. So they're relatively cheap machines. I think I've seen them for around 250 to 300 Australian dollars. They used to be cheaper. I think it's because everyone is wising up to them now. So I don't know if you're in the US, it's like, what is that, 150, $200? And for reference, that BC250 is actually just a PlayStation 5. It's literally the same thing, except it's only 6 core instead of 8 cores. I think maybe the CPU, like, they just couldn't get all the cores working. Fuse them down, sell as a 6-core product. But yeah, it's like, well, that's interesting that you can just buy that as a piece of hardware. So yeah, definitely keep your eyes out for that if you're curious. I'm curious if the money just caps at 9999. I don't want to test that. we don't need to go that far. But I am interested in knowing how far it does go. How far can it go? Didn't I finish the final level like an hour 20 ago? Something like that. The game that keeps on giving. Next, you'll ask me to play Crash Tag Team Racing and get the perfect 300 on the bowling minigame. all games have to cap out at some point. It's a fun discussion of how do they cap out. Sometimes you get the, like the classic, I remember why no one remembers IRM because they can't count higher than 9. But like, that was actually like the live counter was separately representing the number of lives that really was being tracked under the hood. And that counter was continuing to count up, but the live counter was like, oh, I'm only going to stop at 9 on this one. Yeah, obviously, if you don't pay attention to your overflows, it's very easy for your number to differ from the real count or something like that. Like the thing you show on screen is going to go all over the place. You can also just cap really, really soon, so obviously, and which you probably should. If your presentation only goes to a certain amount, you should probably encode, also limit your coins or whatever to the presentation value. So if like another digit shows up, it's like, oh cool, it can go up to 99,999. And then you just, limit it there. If they use a float as the money counter, they're doing it wrong. But also, 16 million would be the answer. A 24-bit number. Because you have 24 bits of Mantissa. Oh, sorry, well. Sorry, it's not 24 bits of You have 8 bits of Mantissa and... 8 bits of Exponent, 24 bits of... Yeah, 24 bits of Mantissa. So, effectively, there's some number where you can do 2 to the 24 bits of precision within it. That's the reasoning behind that. And... I guess, yeah, it's just like, yeah, in theory, you can go up to 16 million something, and you can represent all of that as whole numbers as a float. And at some point... Well, yeah, if you try to go one higher, you have to start jumping by 2 in order to get there. And obviously, at 8 million, you can represent, like, 8 million and a half. 8 million and 1.5. You can start representing, like, numbers like that with your floats. I'm nerding out over IEEE, what's the number? 854 or something? There's a certain format code, I don't know. I'm nerding out over floats. No one in this time period uses double precision as well. It's not 451. That's what Claude Mythos had to provide to people. Except not anymore. I haven't tried it. I don't really want to try. I say I haven't tried it now that I've got like a subscription at work. So we have to use it at work. It's part of the budget. It's interesting fun getting back into the working world because I'm surprised I didn't get that rusty. So I'm definitely enjoying trying to do stuff and learning stuff and that kind of stuff. Lots of stuff. Which I think at the end of the day, like what do you do? Also, this is the last 250 coins. Ooh. Remarkably a lot closer now. How long ago did Fetty say 1,000 left? Maybe we can measure the time. But it does seem like I've probably spent... it's going to be close to an hour in total. Just kicking boxes. Because I was very willing to kill the stream at about 2 hours in. And now I've just rambled for 40 minutes. And that's okay. That's okay. You all have stuck with me this long. I appreciate it. I thought I was gonna do stuff in editing, but you know what? We're gonna see this in real time. We're gonna uncover the mysteries of the Simpsons hidden run on the PlayStation 2. Exactly. A ramble time's good. Also, it's not too long of a grind. I always feel bad whenever, for the Pokemon streams, almost every Pokemon stream has had a grinding, like, portion to it. I feel bad that I don't play RPGs properly enough on stream. I just keep having to resort to a grind session, even though it's like, it's Pokemon. How come? I don't know, I can't explain it. We could probably do this with one last go, can't we? I should probably swap vehicles. Someone's gonna be like, oh, your thingy's bleeping. Or I could just stand still for a bit. There we go, good enough. Alright, I'm gonna save. And we're gonna buy all the goodies now. So starting with this level, we're going out of order. And yeah, if I miscounted, then at least I've got all these things here. So first of all, we need to get a car. And we need to buy we need to buy the cars. And also buy the costumes. The costumes I can get at the observatory. And the cars I can get from Gil down here. So I'm gonna go get the cars first. I think Gil's only in one place in each level, so I have to remember this. I think Gil is in the same place in virtually, like, all reincarnations of the level, though. So, given that I remembered him here, it's not too bad. In level 6, he sells the armored truck. So, that's that. You know, it's a truck.
Just gotta help old Gil out.
And the chase sedan, which is fairly alright. We'll drive that on the way up to the observatory. Why not?
Oops.
It wasn't too bad finding all the wasps and stuff. Like, you had to remember a few places, and certainly you gotta know your spots for the gags, but wasn't too bad at the end of the day. Also, someone's gonna know I never took this shortcut ever. I would just say, I don't think there was really that much of a time to ever take this shortcut, but here it is. Here it is, in case you ever wanted to go that way. And round we go up to the observatory, where I will then run into all the itchy and scratchy vans. And here we go. Hi there, Ralph. How you doing? And yeah, I'm probably going to pick up a bunch of coins on the way, so... There we go. We can buy goodie costumes. Hugo. Very nice. That's from a different Treehouse of Horror episode. Was it from a Treehouse of Horror episode? I think it was, yes. And the Bartman. This is like iconic. Can't not have the Bartman. So, but that's it for this level. We're all set, so I guess we mission select into another level. It's probably easy if I knew where I'd be teleporting to for each of these levels as well. But for level 5, I think I just go to Moe's Tavern for the costumes. Which is unfortunately on the other side of the map, so let's see if I can remember one of these. I think the last mission is actually there, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty close here. Here we go. Somewhere around here. There we go. So we bought the cars already, I just didn't buy the costumes. Or outfits, as they say. Here we go. So we didn't buy, oh, sorry, I did buy the outfits, I didn't buy the cars. Ugh. Where do you buy the cars from? Who was selling the cars? I mean, it's not going to take longer than like 2 minutes to drive around the map to find that spot. But the big question is, yeah, who is selling the
If you give me a ride,
Gus is at the big roundabout?
next life, I promise.
Well, I'll drive this way then. And you also get to see me drive this this bike. I mean, it's a cool bike. Oh, it was near the first mission? Ah. Alright.
Clean up in aisle 1. Who put this here? It makes no sense.
Here we go. I know you're probably just saying, why didn't he just teleport back to mission 1? I know.
What are you trying to prove with this crazy driving?
I just want to drive as a poo again for a hot moment. I should probably check that I bought the outfits before I move on in the next level as well. Wow. There he is, next to the big roundabout. I was, you know, I was pretty close.
The wolf is at old Gil's door.
The police car, which probably might have saved my butt if I had it. It's not too bad, actually. You don't really need, like, to buy the cars too much in this game. Okay. So this level is AO Completo. Let's go back-o to level 4-o, where I will bio something. It's probably... oh. I've completely forgotten which... it'd be near Cletus's place again, wouldn't he? I don't know which mission goes to Cletus's place. They all start off in the house. But yes, level progress. This is the same thing. I've bought the outfits. I haven't bought the cars. So we just need to go over and assume he's near Cletus's. See, now I've played these levels enough where I know what's going on, and you know what's in that cemetery.
Some serious road rage. Oh my goodness.
Isn't it kind of weird that like this whole bit's just, I don't know, chilling out over there next to the cemetery, but it's not the actual cemetery section? Yeah, he's in the same place. 3 levels in a row.
You just gotta help old Gil out.
It's not too expensive, the cars in level 4 at least. And I think I'm only missing 1 car and 2 costumes in level 7. Like, we bought a bunch of them, so where would Gil be? Probably about here. Maybe? Maybe? I don't think Gil's near this side of the map. But I can buy the outfits at this side of the map, so I might as well buy them. Oh. That's a reference to the same thing that had the Smarch calendar. The Shinning. There we go. He's near the oh, he's near the donut. Okay. But I'm pretty sure it was 750 coins, and we've definitely overshot it because I've been picking up coins on the way here. Which might have saved me about like 5 minutes of doing box cutting. But that's okay. Where did Homer get this car, by the way? I don't know if the direct reference... I saw it, by the way, just then. Sorry. There we go. They were on point, though. They had a lot of ideas in this game. Here we go, the hearse. Here we go. So, with that, this level is done, and I think virtually every level is done. So if I save the game now, we should be able to see the... If I back out to the main menu, we can compare. We can see the whole thingy, the whole status screen to know that we've done it. We've properly 100% the game. It's so unceremonious though, isn't it? And that's what I was expecting. I was thinking, oh, we've finished the game and that's it. There you go. You got a crusty number 1 there. Game stats correctly does show 100%. That is every single thing in the game. We can open the book and we can see individual levels. I do indeed have all the goodies in each of these levels. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Look at that, even the bonus mission. You can load the mission directly. Very nice. So we can do that, why not? Load into a mission just to have some funsies with the cheats. So let's see if I can figure out this cheat right here, because They haven't described it on the PS2 version on GameFAQs, and I hope it's the same thing. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Well, that is technically a we did it, so I'm happy there. Okay, so the cheats menu is you go into the options screen, and then you hold L1 and R1, and you can hit a bunch of different buttons. For example, triangle, triangle, circle, square. Now, you've got a speedometer. It says 0, but as you start driving...
Let's roll.
It tells you how many miles an hour you're going. Or K's an hour. I don't know.
Part of the deal.
It's part of that. I don't know. So let's see. So, on the thingy, the speedometer is on PC is right, down, left. And on the PS2, it's triangle, triangle, circle, square. So I assume when they say, hold on, so triangle is actually right, I guess? I'm not too sure. We use kilometers, so I don't know what's the button combo. Hold on, let me try and look this up. Simpsons hit and run 100% 100% secret car code. I'll hopefully find this. The wiki might have my back on this one. Unlock all cars. Maybe it's X. What is this? X circle. We'll give it a go. Why not? I mean, it's 4 buttons and there's only 4 of them, so there's only 64 options it could even be. I don't think this did it, though. Unless this is in the... Ah, there you go. There you go. So if you hit L1, this is the secret menu, by the way. This secret menu, and it's only here when you 100% the game. But now, you can spawn ATV, or night boat, or... monorail car, or obliteration big wheel truck, or Planet Hype 50s car, or RC buggy, or the speed rocket, or the armored truck. Oh, I guess we've probably seen that, but hey, you can get some of these kind of special vehicles. So that's kind of nice. It has all the oh yeah, chase sedan, cola truck, cube van, curator, donut truck, duff truck, which I know is a regular one. This thing in black. The hearse. So yeah, I think some of these we've seen in various things, but the non-uplets minivan. Compact car. I think the surveillance van as well, like that one. But it's interesting how many other kinds of cars they modeled in the game, even if they're like quite straightforward. It is cool. I'm glad we finally got to show this off as well. Because it is a really neat extra to just like have this kind of stuff just chilling there. Yeah, I've scrolled past it. But imagine like being in level 1 and it's like, oh yeah, let me just take the ship. Whoops. Don't worry, this thing still works. The witch broom. Ambulance. Bones armored truck. The fish van. Yeah, it is weird to do a 100% check as a fun ice cream van. Some of these are probably unused as well. I think all the ones that we're seeing have been pretty, they're used in places. And then you get glass truck.
I wish I had a dog with
This
a
guy's
stab.
too big. Seabone. I think this is from level 2. And then red brick, which is actually for testing. If you ever make a driving game, you gotta make your red brick car. Gran Turismo 3. GTA 3, I think as well. Same thing. We got this thing. It's awesome.
I'm a lean, mean speed thingy.
This is a...
I don't know why the engine is like so bouncy though. But like the reason why people like this kind of stuff is because the wheels are geared, so you can tell their motion quite easily. And then also, I guess, like, you know, they got brake lights, they got a driving a wheel. I assume they use this kind of motion just to be like, oh, you know, something that reacts to the speed of the car. And that's it for the kinds of cars, really. A lot of the ones are the ones that, you know, you can drive in the actual game, including the double sedan. World War II vehicle with rocket is also hilarious. Because I don't think they actually have this. This is unused in the game, isn't it? Small car, where the small car's afterwards. But I don't think they use this one. The World War II car doesn't have the rocket in the back. In the actual menu. But no, the little one would be the RC buggy here.
Hey, I found my lost nachos.
You almost...
But this isn't a level, so... Was it the rocket one, or that was awesome, by the way, Joe, just happened there. Was it the rocket version, though, or was it just the regular World War II car? And you get that, like, you can buy that in level 1 or level 2, I think. So, let's show off some other cheats. So, in the options menu, we have triangle, triangle, square, square? Yes. This is called one hit car, as in everyone dies. I don't think anything stops you from you know, doing this to get your coins, by the way, because you get about like 20 or something coins on every card destruction. It was the rocket version, but you got the normal version. Oh, okay. I really was not paying attention on the level 2 mission there.
Just call me Air Homer. Eat my dust.
Oh, exactly, yeah. But then it counts as cheating, and you wouldn't have known the legitimate way of going about this whole business. It was all the reward just to do this. Maybe this is the reason why most people don't actually think of how many, you know, how many, I guess, coins it takes to buy everything, is because they probably just did this to buy everything. And that's very fair. You can make the car invincible with a triangle X, triangle X. There's one called Fast Cars. Let's see, with square, 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 square. Oh, it's going. That's a good speed. There's another one called Very Fast Cars. Triangle, 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 triangle.
Let's do this thing.
Hold on. Let's get some good. Let's get a good vantage. Woo! Ooh, oh, starting to clip a bit hard, but good news. We've got one cheat, which is car horn jump. This is my personal favorite. Square, 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 triangle. So when you hit the horn, it just hops, and you can casually see. Also, I should probably turn on invincible car, just so I don't screw it up for myself. Which is triangle X, triangle X.
This is the worst town in America.
But it's good fun seeing over things and just being like, ah, you know, like, there's a building over there where you just didn't even notice. And I'm just clipping into every obstacle. I used to always do this. I'd break myself outside of a level somehow. And then, like, the physics would be very, very weird. I wish I did this with the camera looking the right way. It's so over. But yeah, you'd sometimes enter these negative zones where the map hasn't loaded in the way that it necessarily expects. I'm technically in a valid part of the map, it's just... Yeah, I hadn't quite realized what I needed to load in at that point. We'll probably just restore the car health a little bit. But yeah. There's also, here's one you can do. There's circle, 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 X. This is called the more camera angles. If you go into the settings where you got the camera angles, you got comedy cam, spy cam, chase cam, cowl cam, tracker cam, debug cam. I have no idea how to manipulate the debug cam, but sure, okay.
Eat my dust. Coming through.
You know, as you do. There's a debug cam. I assume comedy is for trailers and stuff like that. But chase cam I used to think was quite neat. Imagine playing the whole game like this. Yeah, spy mode is GTA 1 mode. Well, it's not quite GTA 1 mode. It's flock camera mode, second person game. I think one of these is actually like, is one of them the top down? I think color's almost what you'd want, except it's a side camera, which is not the most useful. This is that. Of course you can always hop. Just give it a hop. And you go all good. Last one. Actually, two last ones. There is one code. Apparently it's called alternate audio in credits. I am not going to test that out, unfortunately. I'll leave that as an exercise to the reader. Also track a camera if you're wondering. As in, it's worse. The camera just stays put. Anyways, we'll go back to relatively normal camera angles. There we go. And so we've got grid view, circle X, circle triangle, in case you love hitboxes. This is useful for someone in testing. I'm not too sure what exactly I'm looking at here. They seem to stop rendering the red squares at some point. Lazy lag too. Oh, it could be actually. But I do like seeing the red triangles determining like where my hit collision is actually operating on. I don't know, that's pretty cool. The game is broken up into chunks. Last one as well. Last cheat. There's a drunk driving cheat. In case you're into this. I think this effect kicks in like ever so slightly. In like some places. But now you can play the whole game like this. So yeah, so for reference, also if I can I turn this off? No, I don't think you can turn these off unless you leave the game. So you're gonna have to bear with me for a moment. But I'd always go from this bridge and I'd always just jump off the bridge. Because most of the hit collision for putting you back on the map is further up. But then you do this weird thing, the car just spins around, it doesn't really know what to do. Is it running into obstacles? I don't know. But you can get out of the car and then just start wandering around on foot in your blurry vision underneath the world kind of vibe. The world's texture, yeah, the world's textures for reference are all painted on the underneath of the world as well. So you just get all these like roads chilling there. Even though I'm underneath everything. I used to find this like absolutely bizarre. There's walls as well, and then that eventually happens, and you'll just fall. And when that happens, you actually can't do anything, because you can't reset where you are on foot. You can only do it in a car. I'm not too sure if this actually comes back at any point. I really don't know if this actually, like, comes back, or whether that's it. But I think that's a perfect place to end it. That's everything with the game, the cheats, the actually legitimately collecting 100%, I guess. All the missions, we've done it all. I don't think there's really anything beyond except that, again, exercise to the reader. But yeah, if you like that, I'm glad you did, because I enjoyed coming back to it and really like re-experiencing it, and also just maybe I've fallen too far. Now the game has no idea what to follow. We'll never know. We'll never know. But yeah, anyways, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the 3-hour stream, or you didn't enjoy it, that's okay. Follow 8:30 PM Australian Eastern Standard every Monday for a new stream, and there'll be a new game sometime next, or the next one. What is it? I don't even know yet. I'll need to figure that out. VOD will be on YouTube soonish. We'll see. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you're new or you're old, and that's okay. I say stuff on the Fediverse if you want to see me ramble about things from time to time. you can go to m.biendeo.com, so that's all good. Yeah, no, I'm curious as well, I guess, because I don't know. But I think I've got a few ideas of things I can play, so that's all good. But no, it's been great playing this one. Give it a go if you've got it lying around. Give it a hunt it down somewhere if you haven't. Who knows if that remaster is ever going to happen as well, but hey, why wait? Did I do everything in the retro achievement set other than the car missions? Pretty much. Oh, and I forgot to kick Marge down the street, so oh well. Anyways, have a good one, fellas. Peace.